I just wanted to make sure you're on the same page for that one, which
Which
was
was?
deposit a illusion crystal of medium grade.
That will require some Phil's downtime actions to get there, and he's already spent all his DTA.
Fair enough.
And
I
that's going to
will.
require more than one. It's going to require at least 4. It's a 4-hour trek there and back.
Fair enough.
I'm back.
Wait, can you just go through the tunnel?
No, you just go to the bank of the sands.
Oh, you're going to the bank. I got you.
You have to go to the bank of sands to do
Yeah,
that.
I got you.
Wait, here's my question. I think I've got like 2 downtime actions left, maybe. With my increased fly speed, could I fly him there?
Well, you would fly there, but you wouldn't be able to fly back. And you already spent the last 2 downtime increasing your int because it was just that close.
No, I had 2 DT left over afterwards.
Well, if that's the case, I'll trust you on that. What do you spending that on?
I'm willing to spend it on helping him.
Oh, your DTAs don't line up. You would only get halfway there because he still has only one.
Oh, wait,
left.
hold on. That's my bad. I only had 1 left.
Yeah, so
I just double checked.
You guys could fly there, but you'd only make it half the way there on a there and back journey.
On a single type.
You know what? I'd like to spend my last downtime action carving my favorite sleeping rock into the shape of a pillow.
Sure.
Etzli is determined to have the best room out of everyone in the menagerie at this point. Yes, so he's going to spend a downtime action to start upgrading his room.
What's the upgrade?
What do we upgrade it with? So Etzli knows he wants to have more undead in his part. So he's gonna start prepping for that, and what would be the best way to do that?
World may never know.
The world may never know. Oh, actually, I have a floating Mercuria.
Your master told you how to get more undead.
Yeah, we'll just become a commander and go to a grave. Which don't have the ether for a small upgrade.
Believe in you.
I know, right? Let me think. Actually, you know what? Can I use that downtime to infuse a Mercuria into the into my room to emulate one of my abilities?
Which ability?
We're going to emulate Bane.
How much? Okay, that was a paladin gift, right?
That was a paladin gift.
Okay. You're gonna need to imbue that not into the room itself, but into an object, such as an obelisk or some sort of statue. Or
Did you see my my picture I sent in the Monster Mayhem fight?
I did.
Use like those 2 circly orbs. Could be used to like summon.
How would you make those visible, though?
Yeah, you could do something as sneaky as literally hiding it in a skull in a pile of bones, but there needs to be a housing for it.
Then
If you want to
I
imbue it into the room itself, you would then have to carve an array into the room, which
okay.
does actually require foci as well.
Okay.
So you would put the foci pieces into different certain exact parts of the room to make the whole room enchanted with the single ability. Whereas if you put it into a single item, it'll cast it from that object. So it's cheaper.
Mhm.
Downside, anyone with good magic sense will figure out that that's the vessel for that power, and if they destroy it, you lose the Mercuria. It doesn't come back.
Yeah.
Whereas the array, a lot harder to figure out. They'd have to destroy all the array foci points or just the whole room. But it
Mhm.
takes an incredible amount of more resources and time to set it up.
Yeah.
But the array, you can literally bury the foci into the walls itself.
Ooh, actually, so this might just me being cheeky. So what if I made the thing that casts it a Visage of Ezekiel?
Yes, you can. you, you'd probably want something just like a bust.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! If you get the temple up and running and you put that power in it, and then somebody goes to break the bust of Ziki, and this is officially consecrated ground of the god of the dead, you get cursed.
Yeah, no.
But hold on though, like what'll happen when we have a god of death? And I think when isn't Nareem like at least partially a goddess of life?
Yep, goddess of life, sanctuary, hearth.
Yeah, what'll happen when we have a temple to the polar opposites in each side?
Well, the thing is, uh, she's also the goddess of water, and water drowns a lot of people. So
I'm
each
happy that the
god's
god of death is open-minded like that.
yeah, he's also the god of knowledge.
And irony.
Yep, and irony.
Oh.
So yeah, those two will actually work together. If you had one of the gods of violence, now you're gonna have a little bit of problems with the Nareem issue. Maybe if you had the temples far enough away and there was enough interference. Um, but having a temple to Ziki and to Nareem, that actually is kind of that neutral. You pick two neutral entities to each other. They don't work well together, but they don't cause dissonance in your temple or your dungeon. So, not bad picks.
Yeah.
And Nareem is very critical if you're not running a undead dungeon, especially for water. Because fun fact, especially from uh, Susie's fun fact about dungeons, which technically are monsters. Um, Dungeons can collapse on their own without the proper resources, without any outside interference, such as humanoids, other monsters. They can just collapse on their own because they don't get enough resources, specifically aether, food, and water.
Eatsley, I've
Mm-hmm.
just had a rather daring idea.
Okay.
You can flood your room, and as an undead, it won't matter to you, but it'll drown the other guys. Ugh.
That is a backup plan. Um, yeah, no. Etsy is gonna make a Visage of Ezekiel.
All right, so this one will actually determine your skill because the visage of Zeke needs to at least look like him somewhat. Because if it's
Yes.
just ambiguous, or if it's disfigured, that could anger Ziki.
Yeah.
Because he is also the god of knowledge, and as such, if you're going to make the attempt, you should have the knowledge of how to craft stone,
Mm-hmm.
and you should also have it prepared. But you are a stone shaper. You have
Yes.
earth magic, so.
And
What
he
visage
will.
are you going to use? Because you
Um,
know a lot of them.
yes. Eatsley is going to use the visage of a skeleton because he is a
Mhm.
skeleton himself.
Yep.
It is going to be of a simple waistband and a cloak over him.
Remember, he always wears some sort of scholarly but plain robes.
Yes. And I think this is more because of what Etzley believes is a scholarly robe, more Aztec aspect of it.
Yeah, as long as it counts as in your eyes, this is what a scholar would wear.
Yeah.
And then he always carries an instrument of knowledge and an instrument of death.
Yes.
So it's usually like a scroll or some sort of tablet carrying, writing on it. And then he also has an instrument that has been used to take life.
So for Etzley, he is going to have carve a Malkawheat into his right hand.
Okay.
And in his left hand, he is going to carve. Actually, let me think about that.
And a sword, man. Doesn't get more poetic.
He's going to have a not a scroll, but a tapestry, which is where Aztecs record their knowledge.
Okay. I'll have you roll your magic roll and logic.
Okay.
To make sure that it comes out. Magic rolls for your sculpting with your magic, for the statue itself, and then the logic is to get it to be the proper shape.
Okay.
We're just missing.
Nail girl and Taylor.
We are just missing Taylor. Okay. Make some coffee.
Oh, I forgot. That is one extra grade of success because of my home ground.
What about your magic roll?
This is my magic roll. Oh.
Nice.
All right. Where do you want this thing?
Etzley is going to put it like in the back near one of the doors.
Matt, can you swap the map so we can have a more of a visual?
Hmm.
Swap it to the actual
Oh,
dungeon.
right. Sorry, I was literally looking at it on my side.
Yep. I know.
Yeah, just kind of point exactly where you want.
Okay. Etzley is going to probably put it like, because if I remember, this is supposed to be cliff up into this room. So,
Correct. This
like,
isn't actually. Yeah, this is kind of like should be a wall here in a sense.
yeah. So Etzley would actually, ironically, put it in the middle of the room right here, like middle back room.
You now have. Go ahead and put this in your notes for your dungeon. You have the
Mhm.
a successful creation by you. You made a likeness of Zeki. You've also imbued a Mercury in it. Downside: without the temple successfully built, particularly with the cornerstone that we talked about, humans may break this visage without penalty. People who know anything about the gods would not. But there's no... Zeki's not going to lash out for breaking the visage without the temple successfully constructed. But if it is, any visage of him or his people, like part of his small group of servants and soldiers, people who serve directly to Zeki and his pantheon, well, any visage or trophy or whatever offering to those people, if they get broken or desecrated, you get really cursed. But but for now, the well done, created your first little construction. Who goes there?
That would be an alley.
Oh, the girl. All right.
Greetings, I am Archer, emissary of the Gorgonites.
Alright. Ellie, you got any downtime actions you want to do?
Can you give me a bit? Can I
Yep.
have a little bit longer?
Nope. Yep. Sure. Nah. Who knows? Yeah, you can have time, Ellie. It's alright. Okay. So Phil, you're actually digging a pit.
Oh yeah, my room's just gonna be one massive pit.
How do people get to the other rooms?
I'm gonna construct some, or like not all of it will be like that. If you know what I'm saying, like I'm gonna put some.
What if all
There
our
will be
rooms
some
gotta be
walkways.
connected? Why are they like that? Why
Well,
are
mine
we
has
not...
to be connected because I'm in front of both the treasure vault, the core room, and the temple room.
Okay, but I feel like the
So
rest of our rooms should be like branching off of a main room.
This
I
was
think
the
you-
construction of that I was given. This was the design, and I built it based off the design I was given.
The way I thought of it, Ali, is that
Well, I think we should have talked as a group more about this design, because it's not practical.
the reason I put it this way is because we're the creatures that are defending the dungeon, so they'll have to go through our rooms in
But
order to get
these
to the...
are living spaces, not our dungeon defense spaces.
I mean, we're making our rooms into a dungeon defense space. If you want
Well,
to...
we should have a dungeon defense space and hangout lounge space where we live, and people don't come through our rooms when we're sleeping.
So, Matt, what I'm thinking, right?
Mm.
The entire room will be a slanted pit, just going downwards, and at the bottom of the pit will be the entrances to the other 3 rooms. And those entrances will be inclining back upwards. Make sense?
So you're changing the doorways to the rooms you've already carved out?
I mean, I will when I'm done digging the pit. Like, I'll dig new ones. I'm the one who dug the whole place out, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Allie, for your question though, my area that I have, the circle, that's like out of the way in a lounge type area, so you can see.
Yeah, only you got to have an actual room, I understand.
This one's like connected to all the other rooms in a sense through different secret passages. That's the plan I was doing.
Well, we keep running into problems where we have to walk through each other's rooms, so we can't design our room the way we want it. Doesn't really make sense.
Like, if you want to have like a room connected to your room, like from up here that goes this way, by all means, we can make that
But
happen.
it's not just me. Phil can't dig his pit. Pretty sure Grimrold had some.
Well, I can dig my pit.
Stuff he wanted. Yeah, we just can't get to the other rooms if you dig your pit.
No, you'll be able to.
Think of it like 3D, like you can go down, but still have the extra space above.
I thought the point
Like
of your
floors?
pit was that people would.
Oh, the
fall in
entrances
it.
are going to be at the bottom of the pit.
I thought the
to
point
the
of your
room.
pit was that people would fall in it if they tried to break into the dungeon.
No, they aren't going to fall in it. The point is that I just want to tire them out and screw them over that little bit more.
It's going to tire us out too. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a pit. I'm saying the pit should be elsewhere. Or that our rooms shouldn't be connected to it.
This could just be the design of the actual defense area, and then you guys could have several branching
Sure,
rooms if
why
you'd
not? Like, keep this, just make some living quarters off a different space.
Too difficult?
I'm having difficulty putting into words the 3D image I have in my mind. You know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can just draw this. What I'm trying to do so that it's more understandable. Okay. So let's say this is the entrance into the room, right? The pit. All right, there's the entrance. Pit. Shuts out a bit more. I'm sorry if it's not directly aligned. I'm not the best when it comes to drawing. And then slants downwards. Flattens out. It's upwards. And then the entrance to this room over here will be will be at the top. God damn it, the color changed back to red.
Oh no.
Yeah, like, that makes sense for protecting the treasure room and everything, but does it, like, make sense for our living quarters, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, The 3 rooms connected to mine, it in the north, south, and
And also, Grimwald
east.
wanted to have his room dark, but we couldn't do that because we had to walk through it too.
There's
So
multiple ways to get through. Like, that's why I kind of have the one on the side here. His would be dark up this way. You go this way and then this way.
Well, what if I want to do something with my room?
And then the way I envision this working out, because my room is connected to the temple, would be connected to the temple of Nareem, there would be water here.
So we have
And
to
then
go through your room to get water too.
You don't have to go through my room to get water. You can interconnect you can make passageways for the water from the temple through smaller holes in the dungeon. I'm just saying the primary entrance, so that adventurers can't get to it easily, would be around that area. You see what I mean? Like,
So it's just an indent into the middle, and then all the sides have an. You basically make an antlion trap in the middle of the room.
yes.
And this purple line is water?
I thought that was blue, but yes.
He is water element now, so yeah, that
Is
would
he water
be.
element now?
Yeah.
He is.
I got it off Nareem. Yeah. I can just sleep underwater the whole
Yeah.
time.
He can.
It'll add an extra surprise factor to the adventurers, and it'll make traversing through the my room that much more difficult for them. I can just like ferry you guys across if you want. I'm
Okay.
usually here when you're here.
You're gonna need specifically a special kind of soil and dirt for this, because the water's not gonna stay. The earth is gonna drink it up. It's too dry here. So any of the water that you do bring, the bed of your pit needs to be something like clay or something that is not so.
Stone?
Stone would work too. Yeah, basically make a stone basin at the bottom. Absolutely. But you'd also need to have a means of refilling it.
We'll have to build pipes.
That's why it would
then
be
for the water
connected to the temple.
Oh, you're just gonna have it literally pouring out of the.
Yes, literally.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Ellie, they don't have to build pipes. He's just gonna let
We're gonna have
No,
to
I'm saying pipes
Hey, stop
for-
cutting Allie off, please. You're starting to cut her off, and anytime she's trying to talk, please let her say something.
Apologies.
Yeah. Allie, what's up? Allie?
She just needs a moment.
I hope I have not unintentionally offended.
No, it's okay.
It's just an ongoing problem for me.
I apologize.
Alright. Ugh.
Good eye.
You guys can finish your downtime actions. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Okay.
Did not interrupt.
When you're feeling little better, let me know. We'll continue on. There are going to be many ways to pipe potentially your water supply if it's next to the temple. So you need to find a way to hold the water in. That comes in, if that's your plan. All right. All right. So let's see. We're still waiting for Taylor, but he probably couldn't make it beforehand. What are your plans for VIP?
The AP? What do you mean?
VIP. Very
the
important.
VIP. Gotcha.
Or VIM. Very important monster.
So guys, we could be a little cheeky here. Okay. We can invite someone from the Bank of the Sands.
A question: is it each individual person, or is it just like?
Nope.
We just get one person. I got you.
It's not per.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's just one single guy from your collective efforts.
Like just to show how well the progress for the dungeon's going, like an audit in a sense.
No, it's actually inviting power into your house.
I'm saying, like, make it look like an audit, but in actuality, we're actually inviting power into our house.
Well, you can try that, but who audits dungeons?
Someone from the Bank of Sands.
I guess you could do something cheeky like that. We need someone to come over and audit our dungeon. Well, we would love to. You could also get there's quite a few individuals, and it doesn't have to be a monster. Like, just like there are monster merchants, there are humans like Notch who cooperate with monsters instead of humans. So if you can, like, Notch would count if she actually cared about your dungeon instead of her own privacy. So if you can get her to invest into your dungeon, that would count.
Yeah, I've been thinking of the Notch situation since I want her as a mentor anyway, but the only thing I got so far is a cauldron and the berries. She might be interested in for the garden aspects, but getting her that to fruition kind of takes time.
Yeah, that'll be kind of a long haul type of thing. As for they don't actually have to be a massively powerful monster, but if they are, such as the Sand Knight, that would be a VIP.
Yeah,
because that's kind of a big deal. That type of monster, your dungeon spikes in difficulty because that guy specifically is really good at either isolating the most powerful martial combatant or a single combatant of an enemy, or he's just a really good close quarter combat fighter.
We could.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sand Knights are also resistant to magic. So, VIP. Yes, sir. Sorry.
I was gonna say we could try inviting the Sand Knight to come visit, since it would be painted as we realize you've been having a long excursion. We would like to offer you a place of rest and respite.
You still have that problem of I do not talk to anyone who does not duel me.
I'll duel him again. Fuck it.
There are also other monsters who specialize in a certain trade or craft, just like Ing. If you can get him to open up a stall for over a week, that would count as well. But he only sticks around for dungeon events. And then he would be directly fueling anyone who wanted to do a dungeon event, because he sells stuff.
I think Ing would be a bad choice.
Buy my things!
I mean,
Maybe go to the Temple of Tyr.
Oh, Fortress of Tyr.
Yes.
That'd be a trek.
But that is also where our Lord is from as well.
You could also get the Grand Desolator to make a little jaunt over.
I would rather not. Him and our Lord are not on the best of terms.
I would be willing to beseech the mighty Jort, if it is required.
I would rather not. I feel like him and our Lord would get into a fight, and thus ruin the VIP aspect of it. Because remember, they must come without hostile intent.
We could invite Nareem.
Well, I mean, if you can get a goddess to show up.
If we can get a goddess to show up, we would have to build her temple first. And I don't know how to say it other than christen.
Hmm?
To christen something?
Oh yeah, to bless it.
And bless it, yeah.
Yeah, if you could get Nareem to show up to bless your temple, because you did such a damn good job, then yeah, that would count. That's a VIP P plus extra P's all the way down the block. Or very important. It's a bunch of I's instead of P's. Very important, and then person at the very end.
See how much I could play up the affable dumbass charm.
You would need to transport all of those rocks from the fallen statue. And use that to build the temple because those are coastal rocks, not from this region. They, despite still being in the sun and the desert for so long, do not still have or have not been converted to fire and wind infused elemental rock. That's why the desert's so hot all the time. Those elements have actually burrowed into the stone itself and to the earth, and that's why there's no respite from the heat and the wind. But those rocks, they're nice and cool to the touch.
Don't you have a bag that can carry an unlimited amount of rocks?
Small ones.
Small ones.
Yeah.
He would need to get the avalanche bag. But then you could
Yeah.
fit all of the. You could fit. As long as you took the statue in chunks, large chunks, boulder-sized chunks, you could fit all of the statue of Nareem into avalanche. And then if Phil wanted to go fly over the enemy camp and drop the statue of Nareem in fragments on the enemy camp, he could.
Yeah, but she probably wouldn't appreciate it.
Probably not.
She might curse you for that. I don't know.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of methods. You could also make sure that two of you guys get a 3x3 dimensional space, and then just have Phil or or whoever has the other piece move the 3 meter by 3 meter chunks of the statue. But the avalanche bag would make it really easy. Trade only though. Barter best offer.
That rhymes so surprisingly well.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Sadly, the large territorial monsters don't count. So any critter like the Kagar Nest Queen, that wouldn't count. The giant crocodile from the Oasis wouldn't count. The male stag of the riot beetle wouldn't count because they're not as important as a dungeon lord. Or they're not even a dungeon lord, they're just a territory protector or owner.
I have written in my inventory one gem.
One gem?
Is it supposed to be
Gem, my guess? One red gem?
Gent. And I have no idea what it is.
Did you buy a person? Did you buy a person?
No, I did not buy a person.
It might be the red gem you got from the Temple of Kali.
No, I have that written down in a different slot.
Oh.
It's just a mystery item that I have in my inventory. I have no idea.
Red gent.
Or just gent? One gent?
Oh.
I don't know.
Perhaps it is the fabled backpack wizard.
No, see, it was the backpack wizard. We would know.
But maybe he doesn't want us to know.
Maybe. But I'd be scared of the backpack wizard. That is one.
Perhaps he's a master of illusion and misdirection.
Master disguise.
Yes. His last name is Disguisey.
Turtle.
Am I not turtley enough for the Turtle Club?
No, you're a dragon.
Aww.
Watched that movie so many times when I was a kid.
Oh, it was so freaking funny.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it again as an adult, and it was not as funny.
I imagine it wouldn't.
Not even. I was like, this is really offensive.
Of course.
It's like early 2000s.
But yeah, in middle school I watched it all the time. I was like, this is great.
No, it's not so great.
It's not so great anymore. Don't try it again. Just enjoy that nostalgia.
Yeah. One of the things I do want to at one day come up with is the English speak from Austin Powers, where they talk a bunch of no nonsense gibberish, but it's like its own language. If you guys have ever seen that, where Austin Powers and his dad
Yeah.
have a little conversation, you're just like, what are they talking about? English.
What do you guys think of this different design than what I had in mind? Instead of the entrances to the other three rooms being under the water and slanting back up, they're just still at the same level, but there's a thin walkway, so that way, if someone invades, I can just knock them into the hole, but if it's a friendly, they can just keep going.
Yeah, nothing wrong with pitfalls.
I didn't quite catch that.
There's nothing wrong with pitfalls.
That.
Especially if you use water as a deterrent to kind of use gravity against them, force them to.
Yeah. Especially
so-
for first-time adventures.
I think during our last downtime, I had used some of my downtimes to get partway to a characteristic point, but I don't have it written down, so I'm thinking that's probably what the 1GEND probably was. But I have no idea what characteristic it was working towards.
Or were you working for a skill?
Whatever it is, it's gone now.
Well,
How many downtime actions do we have this time?
7.
7? Okay.
Yes.
Maybe it was a talent.
It could be anything. Gibberish.
I'll go look up, see if there's any talents with that particular spelling lineup. Let's see. It was GE.
What would you like to do, Allie?
I'll probably just work on...
Nope, can't find one by that particular spelling.
I don't know.
Change that up.
Maybe I should just work on my strength characteristic now. I have very much
Sure.
strength. I've given up on fellowship as a lost cause, but maybe I should get some strength.
You always put into willpower as well.
Well, I've got quite a bit of willpower.
Is it at 40?
It would it's at 42 with 3 unnaturals.
Yeah, you put it up to. I think you'd be able to put like 1. Think of it.
But I could put
Yeah, more in the
2
strength.
in my strength.
Yeah.
Could I swim laps in Phil's mud pit and work on my strength and agility?
Hey, it's gonna be very, very heavy, but you can do it while you could still put your feet on the ground. Yeah. You could go ahead and roll me strength and agility, and we'll see how much progress you get. Because you'll get your immediate DTA, but you might get a little more for doing the extra.
Good try.
And then the agility.
Very
Nice. So, swimming in the mud pit, that is probably one of the hardest things you've ever done physically. So I'll give you an extra 3 progress towards your agility, and you'll get your full, strength progress.
So I'll get 1 point in strength, and how many points in agility?
Well, you just have to follow the downtime actions. How many downtime actions did you want to use?
I wanted to use all of them.
Okay, so let's look at the training characteristics. 3 downtime point DTA for 1 point characteristics. So you'll get 2 points of strength with 1 left over. So you'll save 1 progress for your next strength. And then for your agility, let's see how high your agility is. So I can look at the chart. Oh, you're
32.
pretty quick. So it'll actually cost you 4 instead. So that'll get you 2 agility, and you'll have 2 left over for your next agility. So 2 and 2, working hard.
It's kind of aim for no leftovers, though. This
Mm,
makes things complicated.
I know.
I'm bad
Just
with
put
leftovers.
DTA progress in a journal handout. That'll help you keep track,
Yeah.
so that we don't have any more gents.
I've got it written down that I've got 4 DT for perception and 6 DT for weapon skill, but I don't know if that means that's what I bought or if that's what I have left over.
What is your weapon skill? Let's find out. Bloop, bloop. That will probably be what's left over.
So we said
Yeah.
I had 1 left over for strength and 2 for agility. Was that it?
It's interesting because you have 4 DT left for perception, but your perception is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My character sheet is
We'll
getting
help
out of control. As usual.
I'll help you because you can make a whole bunch of other ads.
Yeah,
And
that would have made sense. That would have
I'll
made
help.
sense.
I'll help you with it.
Thank
Don't
you.
you worry. All right. Once you're done typing into the journal entry, I'll sneak in there.
No, you go in. I'm done. I have no idea what I'm doing in here.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll snag your DT, but looking at your player sheet, you have perception 31, and it only costs you 42. So we'll move your perception up to 32, and then we'll clear out that 4 DT. And then you were working on 6 DTT for weapon skill. Your weapon skill is in the 20s, so that actually is +2 to weapon skill, and then we'll clear out the 6 DT for weapon skill. And then we'll then grab all of your wealth, and then we'll cut that and put it into Mothman monies. And then under that, we'll do Mothman potions. And then we'll grab all their potions. And put that down there. Did you have any more ether gems?
Yeah, I have lots of ether gems. I have them in my gear.
Okay. So I'm not gonna remove them. I'm just gonna copy pasta.
Okay.
Because those do count as monies. And then you have some human gold. Nice. I think that should help. Because I've divided the dungeon coins, which are the ancient coins, and then I've divided the Aether Stones into its own little group, and then the Human Gold into its own group. And then the potions, I put into a different category. And then Mothman's, that is information directly about you. And then we'll do current dungeon plans. There. Okay. I think we've done good on that. When we'll put some question marks behind it, and maybe it'll become something in the future.
Probably not.
I don't know. Sounds fun. I think that'll solve it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And you can add as many of the ads as you want to make specific individual categories, because that's how I dice up my character sheets when I'm playing in anyone's game. I always try and keep as much stuff into multiple folders, but as small a folder as possible. Because
Still
otherwise
learning
I
how to
get
use these
confused.
character sheets.
Hmm?
Yeah, it's been years, but I'm still learning how to use these character sheets.
No problem. Alright, guys. Yeah, Ellie, you have pulled yourself out of the mud pit, and you're like, what? So heavy. So heavy.
I'll go clean myself off in the water temple, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, there's a underground cavern. So when you get into the actually, let me put up
Maybe I'll.
stairs.
You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go roll in the sand, take a sand bath.
Oh, that's cool. Sandman. All right.
Alternatively, I could just pick you up and shake you violently until you're dry.
No, thank you. I will take the sand bath.
Okay. The offer's on the table, though.
I appreciate it.
Okay. So in the temple, there is a.
I thought this one was the temple.
Which one. Okay.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, Commander, this one was supposed to be the core room, and that's the vault.
Room's up, yeah. It's towards the crystals, that's why. Closest towards the array. I figured the array is something with,
oh, so that's the core room.
The core room is up, you're right, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the temple.
Nope.
Alright. Yeah.
Alright. Those stairs go to the Underground Cistern. It's a huge open cavern with just water. And it's a little deeper than your temple. It's about 3 flights of stairs to go down. But fortunately, it's just kind of straight diagonally down, instead of multiple switchbacks. And just a massive cavern. You guys can go on down there and jump in the water if you'd like, or go bathing in there. So, yeah, you get all cleaned up, Al girl.
Thanks.
And there is sand down there if you want to take a sand bath after your, or before your actual bath.
I feel like as a moth, the sand bath would be all that I would really want.
Okay. Yeah, you're just like, I don't need no water. Screw water.
Yeah.
And you just flap all over the ground, making a big old dust storm. Just, I'm good. You're all dusty though.
It's fine. That's how you live in the desert. That's just the norm.
Okay. So everyone is going to be called to the strategy room, which is right now it's Easley's little chamber.
Ooga
All right. So, point of this strategy meeting is simple. Who the heck we're gonna get as a VIP?
Eatsley,
Yes, Phil.
I
Read
shall
off the
allow
film.
you to sit upon my brow, that you may have an elevated sight of the room.
Oh, fine. Okay.
So there is a couple extra clauses to. Also, Eatsley, roll me that your chaos gem.
Oh, 2. Damn it. All right, Chaos Gem gets put in, gets put away for today. I got my eye on you, Gem. You misbehaved today.
So there's part of the mission. There's an addendum. Every additional VIP that is brought in under the same conditions as the first will grant an additional reward. If one VIP for each of you is brought in, then there is a second tier reward in addition to the first and for each additional. So there's a lot to be gained by bringing in more. It does not say what type of reward, but it does. The master of the dungeon himself will be specifically crafting the tier 2 reward if you guys get that. So minimum 1, maximum more than 5 or more for the tier 2.
Oh. Susie, you want
It's optional for the tier 2.
Yes, Etzel. What can I do for you?
Well, Susie, you said you were wanting to bring in Notch.
Yes, I feel like I'll have a hard time getting her. But I am, well, a spider after all. And I gave her that molt when I first started. I left it there as a present, but I don't think she really noticed at all, so... But besides that, I feel like if I could show her the cauldron, and if I could give her some of my berries I'm growing as just a way to show her that I'm worthy, maybe she'd find the time.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Careful, Phil. Don't hurt yourself.
I put Eatsley down.
Hmm.
And I run off to the temple.
Okay.
Specifically down into the water area.
You know, guys, whenever
Phil.
Phil just runs off like that, I get a little worried.
Well, I thought we were having a meeting. Like, where's he going?
I do not know.
I'm gonna go see if I can talk to the water spirit thing.
It doesn't matter. I suppose we can still talk even if he's gone. Phil, what are you doing? Want to talk to the water thing?
Yes.
Okay.
I imagine I'd be like at the door. I'm gonna see if maybe we can get more of them.
Water. The water spirits?
No, yeah, yes. Maybe those would count.
Maybe.
And maybe the spirit knows where more of them are.
Maybe, or, and this is a theory, we find other spirits. Earth, fire, wind.
Oh, to do with the chaos gem, right?
No, I was just thinking if we attune too much to one element, we might start throwing our master's plan out of whack.
So, speaking of plans, Etzel, you were saying that you have an idea with your gem, right?
I had an idea. That idea is no longer being used.
So I was just thinking if we had multiple spirits in this case, instead of just, elements of material, maybe it would work in the same way. But maybe I'm just overthinking. Anyway.
Phyllis decided to stay for the rest of the conversation.
I mean, if you want to go talk to the water spirit, we could go.
Nah, it was a spur of the moment, but your talk of getting other spirits has intrigued him.
Phil does talk in third person a lot.
I can see spirits now, so that's really nice.
Indrid, what is your idea for a VIP?
Indrid is the VIP.
Well said, Indrid.
I have an idea, I'm sorry. I don't have enough friends.
So, out of character, I'll bring up the audit thing, but I'll say it again just for, sake. I don't think we had the meeting then. If we brought someone from the bank, I think that would be a good VIP usage.
It would be.
Say we're working on we want to show off the dungeon, so it's like having a audit and having them come and make sure their money is going to good use. So, they can see if the interest rate is still good.
I mean...
What's an audit?
An audit has to do with banks.
How?
So an audit, they come by when they give out loans to make sure the place is running. It is at least they've put their money to well use.
I'm just making sure I understood.
And if they think the money's put to good use, they will either lower or raise their interest rates.
Ooh.
It's usually like
That's good. That's a good thing, right?
Lowering, yes.
I feel like we still need to butter the place up. Maybe get some stone walls or stone flooring. Make it look fancy, like the bank did. This is just the let's call it the construction zone, right? I'm still working. But anyway.
Then we can also... I was thinking if we went to the Fortress of Tyr, that would be a good place to bring a VIP.
But who? And where is it?
Well, there was the mummy lord that our lord was under.
Would this make our Lord uncomfortable?
I'm unsure, but he would be a very powerful person.
Why don't we try out the Temple of the Soldiers, that one? See if we can get some spirits of great warriors to come by.
I also wish to visit the temple on personal matters as well for our dungeon.
We could look for a foci point of spirits. I haven't looked for one yet, but I have an idea that I could search for them. I got this feeling.
The Temple of the Lost Soldier does have a passageway to the Underworld.
Really? What's that?
A passageway?
No, the Underworld.
It is the place where the dead go.
Is that where we go?
If your gem is destroyed, I would assume so, yes.
But how about when it's not destroyed? Where do we go?
Into your gem.
Huh.
It's more of losing the body, but our gem still is our body. We just lose part of it. It's like being cut open, like I did when the sword killed me.
Well, I don't know about you, but my gem is a weird place. Yeah.
That being said, it is unsafe to venture into the Underworld when you're not prepared.
Why?
The Underworld doesn't like letting things go. Should you venture in, you might not leave.
Can't you just dig your way out?
No.
I do not like this place that I cannot dig out of.
That is fair.
It does not seem like a good place.
It is a place for the dead.
Then why
And
aren't you there?
Because I'm not dead.
But... Huh. Phil is just scratching his chin now, in contemplation.
Phil, we are all monstarius.
No. I understand we're all monsters. But...
I take on the visage of the dead, though not actually being dead myself.
You sure?
Like a representation?
Yes. That's why I too have a monster core. If I was truly dead, I would not have one.
Contemplate this mystery.
As I have destroyed Phil's worldly view.
Yes, you have. The dead thing is not actually dead. You know what we could do, though? If we got one of her spirits to reside here, maybe we could ask Nareem to show up.
Do we not have one for spirits here?
No, I said we got one of her spirits to live here. Maybe we could ask her to show up.
We would need to finish building your temple, wouldn't we?
I mean, doesn't stop us from asking before we have the temple. So I'm unsure how you would ask.
Well, you should ask the spirit a simple question first.
You're right, I should do that.
You should ask the spirit if they are Nareem.
I will do that.
I suppose we could ask the spirit if they know anyone as well. Anyone around. They've been probably here longer than us, so...
We can also ask that Sand Knight guy.
I do.
Oh.
I think asking them would be very. Ah,
You know what
I
we
think I
could
was.
say? Is we could say we know there's a good place to have a fight.
They must remember what our Lord said. They cannot come here
Unless they're defeated.
under.
Oh, right.
Well,
False. It has to be. I got you. I got you.
yeah, they have to come here peacefully and without the intention of fighting.
What about cook
What
them a
we
nice
could
meal?
do when we're done with the initial stage. Oh, new words of the dungeon. We could invite him to sit out front and say, well, you can come and chill with us. Oh, new word. With us peacefully. And you can stay out front. You can drink from our water and all that. And, you can challenge everyone that comes by. Certainly more people would show up than over by the airship.
Yes, but then people will show up to raid our dungeon when we are still young.
One thing I worry about is that we're not powerful enough to negotiate with people of VIPs. So, what about if we got more ether for ourselves?
Or what?
Ether.
Oh, ether. Well, seeing as, excuse me a moment. I have to go, okay. I'm back. Congestion's a bitch. Anyway.
I feel that.
Seeing as Grimold has, decided not to, take me up on my gift, and Susie insists I should be the one
I do.
to deal with the kobold. They can help me dig out my pit, and then we can use them as miners.
You could.
I shall be the head miner. They shall work for me.
You could be the minor 49er.
Ooh.
Maybe, except there's 100 of them, not 49.
You said you can't be the 49th minor.
Out of the 101.
I shall be the foreman. New word. Ooh. And my head minion shall have... I shall bestow upon them my amulet of digging.
Yeah, you gotta get yourself a second in command, Phil.
And Phil, your kobolds would help greatly with moving the temple.
I don't think they're strong enough.
We build tools. That's what we do.
Yeah. Tools help dig out the help dig out the remnants of the Visage of Nareem. They can help move the Visage here.
I suppose we would need to build a underground highway for it, though.
We can help dig it.
We could take them to the Catguard Nest, and from the Catguard Nest, move it here.
We could ask the Khadgars for help in digging.
I don't think the Catguards can dig. Maybe lift and move.
Well, they dug their big burrow, didn't they?
No, that is a fair point.
You know who we could ask to come as a VIP? That goblin who runs the junk shop.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know his status, so I don't know if he would be considered someone as VIP. But I'm sure we could try.
I will not invite him.
I suppose I could look into my crystal ball. Maybe we could.
While he is here, I can go back to his shop and eat all of his junk.
No, Phil, that would be rude.
But it would be delicious.
We're trying to. If we need to go back again, we wouldn't have good prices either, so might not even serve us.
Excuse me, I have to go take some meds. This is becoming untenable.
What about if I look inside the crystal ball for someone that's close by that would be a VIP? Maybe we could get some options for people.
I think that would be good.
Alright, Matt, I'm gonna look inside the crystal ball. I'm gonna do a little seer roll of divination. Ask some questions to the GM.
Yeah. Gonna have to give me some magic rolls.
Yeah, that was the plan. Alrighty. So crystal ball is being used, and I'm gonna roll my influence. And good start. No dice. I understand.
Yeah. Your the thing just says future muddled. Try again later.
Yeah. Taking that magic 8-ball. So, it looks like I can't do that right now.
I mean, you can try
Try
again.
again later. Just give me a rest, and then I can look again. But, what else you guys got? Some ideas?
I would like to go to either the Fortress of Tia or to the temple to find a VIP.
I think the temple would be a good choice. We need to try... Well, try our luck. We haven't been there yet, so... Or am I thinking something different? I was thinking of the Tomb of the Soldiers. That's what I was thinking of. I don't think it's the same.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking as well.
So, let's prioritize then. Let's first talk to the Spirit of Water, see if they have some friends they might have, and then go to the temple. Bill, you up for flying? Alright, he went to get digestive things. So yeah, and I'll try in a little bit for the. You know what I'll do? I will head over to the temple. Because I can do that. Spider web, does whatever a spider web. A little passageway to the temple. Bada boom, bada bing. And I am going to I'm gonna meditate, I suppose, and then wait for the cooldown to come off for the. For the crystal ball, and try again.
Roll
So
your.
the
Yeah, go ahead and roll your d6.
It's looking better though. I'll use a luck point. That's passed.
Indeed, and I think you got it back because you're lucky.
Oh yeah. So whatever the crystal ball does extra, because I know it does something if you already have the class, and a passive influence. And lucky it was used, I suppose. So whatever the fate element attaches.
Yeah. So the ball that when you're looking through it, the Temple of Nareem, or the Spirit of Water in this case, there are not a lot of friends that it has specifically in the desert. There is another option though. The VIP or a friend that it used to have actually is something very, very old that was brought a long time ago. There used to be a tortoise when it was that used to wander the halls of the temple of Nareem. Maybe find that tortoise. I don't know if he's dead or alive, but if he has passed on, you could bring the shell, wherever it may be, back to the temple, or wherever the Visage was. Yeah, big old tortoise.
Sorry if you guys hear that. We got some fire trucks doing fire truck things.
Fire trucks! How dare they?
Fun fact, it's actually an engine.
Truck is truck.
Truck! But that is what you're looking at. You're looking at potentially having to find this tortoise guy. As for important figures involving a water-based element, you might go looking into the salt flats.
Well, do some door-to-door salesman stuff. Be like, "Hey, do I got an offer for you?"
Not sure, but from what you guys had discovered earlier when you originally had the salt, there was a lot of entities who wandered the salt flats unable to get out.
So we could take a guy back, right?
Because once if you take from the salt flats or wander too deep into it, and you have no offering to get out. Yeah. It's kind of like the mines of Falgor in the way it operates. It preys on people and monsters alike.
In some way. I got you.
Mm-hmm. And some entities may roam there for who knows how long.
But we would need an offering to get them out.
Yes. But you also need to pick exactly who you're trying to bring out and how much of an offering it'll take to get that person out, because it'll differ depending on how much the Salt Flats want to keep that guy.
Well, if I
Make me another
had...
roll for your
Okay.
crystal ball, because this is where the extra thing comes in. The extra thing actually comes down to progressive, chained visions. So one vision going to the next.
I'll use another luck point on that. 45 is a failure because I don't have influence. Feels bad.
It zoomed over to something, but you just couldn't see it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Am I able to give him a fate point to use?
You know what could happen though? Mr. Boone guy could put a boon on that.
Oh yeah, it's a boon guy. If he already uses a fate point, it's one per roll.
That's fair. That's fair.
But boons can be applied since you have the friend network. So who's got boons?
I got boons.
You want to throw one at this?
I'll throw a boon at this, just
Okay.
for you.
Thanks.
Alright. There's a kind of shrouded figure, kind of humanoid looking in its stature. Carries a series of weapons, like an unreasonable amount of weapons and he's kind of tied them up with a series of belts, and he just kind of has them hucked over his shoulder, and he just kind of trudges along this endless sea of salt, and just kind of see him pause and kind of look up around trying to find something, and he'll eventually figure out kind of the angle, and then he'll give you a two-fingered salute, Susie, and he kind of continues. He readjusts his pack of weapons and continues on.
Okay.
Can't see beneath the kind of this iron mask that he wears, which would be very hot. But he looks human, you think. A little thin, but I mean, he probably has been wandering the salt flats for a while. And then it zips off to another person.
Okie dokie.
Roll me another, because this is the power of your seer ability with your orb. It'll keep trying to chain different visions based off of kind of your
Options.
your original objective and your desire.
Well, that one's a close one again, so I'll just use the lucky point. I can't roll lower, but I don't get my thing back. Oh, 43. Almost. Every time, almost.
Not this time.
Nope, it's alright.
All right. Well, that apparently that person's important, whatever that is.
Go ahead and see.
So you have what looks like a wandering weapons collector.
So everyone, I found a person in the salt flats that we could go to. I don't know what we'd need to get them out, but I could give them some of the salt we took away, or I could make a bunch of meals beforehand and provide them that way. What's your guys' thoughts?
Salt is salty.
Astute observation, Phil.
Thank
So
you.
we got
That's right.
random dude with a bunch of weapons, and then we've got the idea for the audit. You have an idea for
Turtle.
Noreen making a visit after you rebuilt a temple. Cool stuff.
Ghosts. Spirits. We were strong enough, we might be able to get the, the knight, but that's not going to be for a bit. Unless we get crafty, we could lure him into a sinkhole or a big, what are those called? Traps. Whatever the,
Antlion traps.
yeah, coat it with some spikes and shit, and just like, alright, I'm challenging you, and then lead them to an area that's disadvantaged to them. But
Is it honorable?
is it honorable?
That's not
Is the
honorable,
question. Yeah.
I might be able to fight him.
Mayhaps.
I mean, I'd like to see it either way. I think it'd be a good fight.
I could almost certainly fight him if I partook of a potion I had, but the problem with that is I would require copious amounts of food and water, even more so than I already do.
Well, I can be here cooking food, and if the food's in your inventory, then that's not really interfering, is it?
Yes.
Still interfering?
No, I'm saying it's a permanent alteration. Like, I would always, from that point on, need excessively more food and water. And I'm already a massive drain on resources anyway.
Well, as long as someone's here, and once I have more friends that are permanent residents instead of us traveling, or maybe just me being here would be fine too. I could provide you with food and water the same way I just said. Put it into your inventory.
Also, it'll take a while for the potion to come into effect.
Like how long? Do you know?
I think Ing said something like 2 weeks or so. During which I will be experiencing so-called crippling pain.
Okay,
Growing
okay.
pains.
Growing pain.
Well, I could work on my garden at that time, so we would have more food to make things with. And we would have the Temple of Water, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. Or not the temple, just the water spirit here at the dungeon.
We also have to expand all of the passages.
That's doable. You could always have like a different floor, one we could travel through.
It's actually a really smart idea.
Well, you
Why didn't I think
you
of
are a
that?
miner after all.
Very well. I shall eat sleep. Let me put you down here. I shall go. I shall be in my room. When I emerge next, I shall be significantly larger and more. I hesitate to say durable than I was before. Hello,
Didn't you
friend.
say that was going to take 2 weeks to do?
We won't be able to do any traveling, so we should get the traveling out of the way first before we set.
No, we can still do traveling. It'll just take us a while.
That's true.
You just won't have the magic school bus to take you everywhere.
That allows me to do certain things that have been needed to do.
In the meantime, I shall release the kobolds.
They kind of pop out. And they all kind of stand there with weapons in hand. They kind of, and one of them, he'll hold out his hand like, wait. And they look at you. Go ahead, make me a fellowship test. I'll give you +10.
I was going to say, can I assist you with this from my... But it's not really a skill check, so...
Yeah, it's not a skill.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, we know your
Let's see.
fellowship shit. It's okay.
Yeah, my fellowship is...
But you rolled
Never
3,
mind.
so you're fine.
Never mind.
The big one comes over, plants his weapon in the ground, and they all start bowing to you. Oh, big, great dragon one, yes, we serve you.
Okay. Dig.
Yes, big, very big.
No, dig with the
Dig. Okay,
Yes.
we dig. Where?
Just expand. I shall claw in the dirt. This picture that I have made here.
Yeah.
Minus the water.
Yeah, they'll start to dig.
And they're like, you do that. And you, big man,
Mm-hmm.
I bestow upon you this, I shall take off my amulet of 10% digging speed. And give it to him.
He will hold it up. Yeah, stay with me. And he will start digging, and he is 10% faster. Everyone's like,
Your leader.
"Whoa, he is fast at the digging."
Yes. And, you serve me, I serve Ghoul.
Ghoul.
So you serve Ghoul.
Who's Ghoul? He's not. Is he a dragon?
You Dungeon Lord.
We only serve the Great Phil. As they all run out, and a lot of them just kind of disappear into the cracks and crevices of this place.
Well, in the meantime, while they're doing that, I am going to retrieve my potion of size +2, and I shall drink it.
Okay. Then it'll happen over a couple of weeks. You will get the big.
And while I'm at it, let me see. How much would it cost for me to do it again? It would cost 15.
For which?
For increasing my flight again by another level with merit.
Yeah.
I will do that, and then I will drink the flight +1.
Oh, that's funny. Well done. Well played. All right.
Yeah.
What Susie's going to do is she's going to make some irrigation, and also
Irrigation?
Yeah. So
Irrigation or irrigation?
irrigation, I guess that's the word.
Yeah, that's the...
Irrigation, and yeah, we'll start working on some fields and, in a sense, my little garden I'm making in this little place here. I'm also going to have a cooking area. Expand this way.
Okay. Yeah, it'll just take you a little bit of time to dig. Dig.
Yep, one thing at a time, though. So yeah. I'm also, during these next 2 weeks, going to be making meals and delivering them to Notch. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Uh-huh. So, you make a meal, and when you bring it over the Notch, A spider chef. Odd combination.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You do know I'm immune to poisons.
Okay. Wasn't trying to poison you. And even if I did have poison, Notch, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still an adventurer, or are you something different now? Because I don't really like adventurers after one killed me, and I'm just...
No. My adventuring days have long since passed.
Oh,
In fact,
thank
I used to
goodness.
be a hero.
Oh,
Yeah. To steer a tier above the adventure, but I'm not a hero any longer.
okay. Well, you... I
I'm
can't...
actually... Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I have a title. If you have several titles, if you have the ability to see them, then you might be able to glean some information if you're...
Matt,
if you have the karmic eye...
I have Heaven's Eye is what I have, but I don't think
Oh,
that does
Heaven's
for
Eye,
the
yeah.
type. Yeah, I can see your fate points, her boons, and the amount of merit she has. That's really all I can do.
Actually, it's interesting. They all say 1.
Nice. Some little
Yeah.
hidden tricks there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one title that kind of fizzles into existence as she kind of stares at you. It's anti-hero.
Very nice. So, were you able to do something with my molds when I left it here for you?
Kind of jerks a thumb over at a little clay pot. It looks like it's been sculpted. And there's a little tree. Little itty bitty little tree. Yeah, I packed and crammed it into that pot as the main fertilizer. Yeah.
I've been using it to grow elderberries. It's gonna be quite fascinating.
Very needy things. Almost not even worth carrying them around. They go bad really quickly in case you have some sort of anti-magic spell cast upon you, or your whatever your storage gear suffers. They just go bad too quickly. You have to perfectly preserve them, otherwise they rot almost within a day's time. And the smell from the rotting is unbearable.
Hey, I see.
Um,
You seem to know a lot about this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot about packing supplies, rations, provisions, preparations. Elderberries are considered very much looked after or looked for by adventurers until they find out what happens when all their elderberries go bad. And now they have no food.
Yes, if they all... Yes. Some other things, though. I've been looking around. I'm gonna start growing some peppercorn soon.
It's not bad. Spicing up food. You may not like it, though. Monsters don't really seem to like spicy food, except if you're a fire type. And then it's kind of a challenge to their own taste buds. How dare something be hot? I'm fire. That's the usual. Monsters have different taste buds than humans.
Well, I have enhanced taste buds, I suppose. That's why I want to do this.
Nacho's already finished eating the food you brought.
So
kind of picks her teeth. Yeah, flavor palate's a bit off for humans, but beggars can't be choosers.
I'll continue to work on it then. Alright. Talk to you later. So yeah, I'm just trying to gain a bond in a sense with Notch over meals. Just kind of like, I know Notch doesn't have a lot of food coming her way, so me improving my flavor palette by having her taste them and stuff, and have a way to serve humans would be a good use. So yeah, so I'll just get to know them over the past couple weeks. I'll wait for Phil, and I'm working on the garden. That's really all my plan.
Well, Indrid, what's your plan for 2 weeks? What would you like to do?
Say,
Hmm?
I'm gonna teach my little spook how to spook.
Okay.
I suppose I shouldn't forget about my my wood spirit. I'll start
Yeah.
getting them to work with the gardening aspect. Yeah.
You'll flow in eventually. The moment there is a hint of gardening done, the little spirit will be like, "I'm here," and he'll kind of curl up and hide into the any plants that have started to sprout. Hey, look who it is!
Hey, sorry everyone. I just caught up to the conversation about starting an hour earlier, so my apologies.
Yeah, and then there's the daylight savings, so we're a bit behind.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Everything aligned to make it difficult.
We're only going to be on probably for another hour and a half at most, but definitely gonna get some stuff done. We're doing a 2-week time dilation, so we're gonna have people do projects and work on stuff for 2 weeks. Allie, you're gonna teach your little spooky boys how to spook?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go
So-
out on field trips, and we're gonna spook inside the dungeon, and we're gonna scare lots of lizards.
Okay. It's actually kind of interesting. Your mask, if you scare the little ones, not those two, but I'm talking about the gecko archers and the beetles and whatnot. Go ahead and roll me over the course of a week. 2d10. Or yeah, 2d10 for a course of a week.
Gain some fear.
Yeah, so go ahead and add 6 charges to your bone rattle mask. 6 points of madness. And the other, the little Mothman starts. He's like, "Yeah, scare him, woo, hee hee."
We better be scaring them too.
Oh yeah, he's trying to scare them, but you're just so much more scarier than he is. So he kind of runs out and scares them, and it's fun. Spoopy Cat, he just kind of sits in a spot and prowls just closer and closer to until he's like within like a foot of like a gecko archer, and he's just kind of going around looking at a cactus. But he doesn't seem to know Spooky Cat's there, and Spooky Cat just kind of watches him. And then eventually the guy, he's like, "Oh, who's watching me?" And he kind of looks around, even though he sees Spoopy Cat, supposedly. He just kind of whips his head around like, "Who's watching me?" Ah! And he eventually starts running away like, "They're watching me!" And
Good.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Spoopy Cat has a different way of scaring stuff, or scaring people.
Mothman is a little confused at first, but accepts it.
Yeah. So for your efforts for 2 weeks, 2 things will happen. One, go ahead and add a trade teacher.
Okay.
Yep. With a. So you've been teaching the little ones at the dungeon. So you have actually call it mentor. Yeah. And then roll mentor 4 times for me. It'll be based off of the int stat.
Can I assist?
If you have mentor.
It's a skill though, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
I spelled that right.
MENTOR?
Yeah, TOR.
And you said it's based off int?
Yes. Susie, go ahead and roll me.
Okay, you might be able to use a fate point though. Let's see if I pass. I do pass, so I give you at least a plus 20.
Yeah, I'll fate point it.
So it's a 52 now.
See what?
I thought it was a plus 10 if you didn't have the actual skill.
It's a plus 10, but Matt, for the one, I get an extra plus 10 for.
That's right. That's right. Just double checking. All right. Go ahead and do that sequence 3 more times.
Roll it 3 more times?
Mentor with I'll give you just the plus 20 on the mentor. So 3 more times, yeah. Okay. And then remember you have a plus 20 to it because of
That's pretty good.
Ooh. And then 1 more time.
The
Mentor, yeah.
the top one is a reroll.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll
So-
mentor 4 times total. Yeah.
2 more. Alright, let's see if I can get you a. Are you including the plus 20 for all of them, Matt?
For all of them, yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Go ahead and increase your mentor by 1 check mark.
Roll your 1d10 for your lucky too. If you'd like, Allie, you can use up all your fate points here on the 57 and 67, and I'll give you more when you need them.
Sure. I'll be re-rolling 2 more.
You can roll
Have
it
to be
again, because it
better.
has to be lower.
Has to be that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
All right.
perfect.
And
And then roll your 1d10 again. Almost.
So close.
Never get it.
You
Got
have to
it.
spend some merit into lucky, and then
Like twice of what I've played, and John's got it like 9 times. Pretty much every time he's had to reroll.
beautiful.
Go ahead and do you want to use your fate point for the last roll?
She got them all.
Oh, sure. All right. So add a second checkpoint in mentor. Anyone you do teach successfully, they will get additional bonuses to learning new stuff. And they'll get, especially for the first 2 evolutions, they will get an extra +1 upgrade during their evolution.
That's pretty cool. You should mentor me.
Oh, no, it has to be for your first 2. Like, you've never evolved yet. Very first 2.
Okay, I gotcha.
So, teaching the little ones. These guys haven't evolved yet. So, for their first 2, they'll get a +1 option. Whether it's a superior, or if it's minor, major, or superior. Just, they get a +1. Actually, no. Minor or major. That's the ones. Very nice. So you can put that as a talent. Improved evolution for babies, for little ones. And it's just if you had mentored them for over a week. All right. Grimmel, welcome. Nice to have you. A little mixed up at the times, but that's okay.
Hello.
Stuff happens. So we're having a 2-week dilation to move things forward because everyone's got projects and things that they want to do, and there's a little bit of wait that needs to happen. So the goal right now is to find some VIPs and bring them to the dungeon as kind of a guest, and they have to be non-hostile. It's been a lot of options thrown around, but you get to do stuff for 2 weeks. What would you like to do?
So, can I get a beat on Mr. Eats Monsters and Humans monster?
Okay. You'd have to go find him. You'd have to go out there and kind of.
Yeah, can I go check the cave that I last saw him at?
The ones with all the bodies in it. That one's actually been cleared out by the humans because he had to flee. Remember, into the desert.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna return there and see if I can figure out if I can see anything.
And roll me. You doing this at night or during the day?
Daytime.
Daytime. Okay. So, roll me an awareness and a survival if you got it.
Yeah, survival should be tracking, for sure.
Yeah, survival for the tracking bit.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Roll me. Do you have survival?
I do have a little bit.
Okay, roll that for me.
Nice.
Yeah. You can't see it anymore because the desert drank it, the blood, the damage from this creature. But you can barely follow a lazy scent. And he has made his way towards kind of an open area that you originally thought on the map was without any features on the magic map. But there's these outcroppings of rock. And you can kind of smell that, yeah, he's in there somewhere. So it's kind of like in a sea of sand, there's this one raised piece of ground, and there's a bunch of large rocks and boulders that looks like they have kind of either slanted or fallen against each other after it's been carved up by the desert. So he's probably made a little refuge in the middle of those rock structures. It's not a good place to stay for long, though. It's probably just a respite until he can move on at night again.
I'm gonna try to wake him up.
Okay. Why don't you roll me stealth? Remember, no bonus because it's day. Alright. Yeah, you find it. He's kind of carved out, literally slashed into the rock, a kind of a burrow. And he's put the rocks in front of the opening to kind of hide it. You just go disturb it, like get your bitch ass out of there, or what's your plan?
Well, first, I am going to not only summon 2 shadow clones and kind of have them perch on 2 rocks. I am going to summon my Nightmare Twin.
All right, Nightmare Twin kind of pops out. Bloop.
So now I'm going to be starting to make a pretty loud, like, roaring noise, sort of like a lion or a panther, and see if I can wake him up.
Oh, you're gonna have your twins, your Nightmare Twin, do that?
No,
because you can't actually make that noise. You can make a growl, but you can make more of a really loud yowl.
Yeah, okay. Whatever the loudest noise I can muster, just to see if I can wake him up.
Yeah, you do a really loud yowl, and he just its stinger tail slaps a bunch of the rocks, and it comes out mauled and sliced and like looking really bad. And you can see that burning wound from the pinning spike or the spears that had been blessed that fired through him during the the trap that you helped him get away from.
Does he seem friendly or not friendly?
Oh no, you're gonna die. He's always been a solo predator. He's also wounded, and you're a perfect snack to help recover.
So he's not interested. He doesn't look interested in having a conversation.
He looks a little feral.
Oh, that's not good.
The amount of damage this creature has taken has it in very nasty fight mode, because you actually can see even through its chitin that metal net has actually cut lattice shaped wound marks on him where it pressed down really hard. Like, you're probably sure this thing is as close to critical wounds, if not still trying to get out of critical wounds, as possible. You could probably kill it here if you're clever and didn't get struck. This would be your only chance until you become much, much stronger.
I guess it's one way to get the core back to the dungeon.
So before anything, I have my nightmare twin say, "Are you friendly?"
It'll shriek at you, chittering mandibles clattering.
I did save you after all.
It will swipe at your twin, and it'll kind of continue to swipe and stab at it. Not fully aware that it actually is wrong. But also, let me see if it can detect. And it actually stops after a bit, but you can see it hit it about 6 times, and that means 6 stacks of encroaching darkness. And then it kind of stops, like, huh? And it's going to try and detect you, but it will fire a splotch of this poisonous acrid solution from its tail at one of your shadow copies. And it just kind of poofs. And its head's kind of whipping around. Very much looks, not only with the encroaching darkness, but it had taken damage to its face. So it's having a hard time seeing. Especially now.
I have a fate point available if you wish to attack this thing. But there's also a different option if you'd like to take it.
Yeah. You are considered, at the moment, in stealth, because you are using your nightmare twin as as kind of your front man. So he doesn't know where you are. So if you want to do a sneak attack on him, good.
I'm gonna take aim, lock on, and attack him.
All right, roll me that hit. I'm going to have him roll awareness to see if he even gets the chance to dodge. His danger sense will pick up the attacks, but
So I get bonus to hit because I took aim.
Yep, that'll be plus 30. Because you probably took a full turn aim. Yeah. You're also close to him, which is close range for a plus 10, and then you took a standard attack for another plus 10, so you got 10
Taylor,
success.
do you have 10 merit?
I think I may. Let me check. I have 8 merit.
Okay, next question. What is your weapon skill at?
Or ballistic skill. It'd be under
I don't need to use ballistics for my tails.
This is important because it the talents have prereqs for some stuff.
Yeah.
My agility is, I built my tails to be unaffected by ranged.
But I'm guessing you don't have your ballistic skill up to 40, or if your weapon skill up to 40, right? Okay.
No, it's very low.
He's 10 short on his weapon skill and 20 short on his ballistic skill for the inescapable talent. I'll help you try and get to that, Taylor, because inescapable gives the penalty to whoever you hit, depending on how well you hit. So he would not be able to physically dodge if you had the inescapable talent, but you do have to invest a little bit in symbolistic and weapon skill.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do that.
Okay.
But let's see how the dice roll for him. No, he's not getting out of the way.
Noise.
Because, he's still striking out of the burrow. Go ahead and roll me your weapon damage plus your sneak attack damage. And your sneak attack. Not so great. All right. Do you want to displace?
How does you look after that attack?
All those spikes hit. You can definitely hear kind of a wheezing noise coming, and you took a lot of the ferocity and snapping out of it as it kind of slumps. Still alive.
Is he now looking at me?
No. He has encroaching darkness on him. The only reason he got the dodge in the first place was I rolled well enough, and he has a talent.
Stealth Sniper. You still have that, don't you?
What?
Stealth Sniper. Did you pick that talent up?
I think I was working on it on and off.
Yeah, he was working on it.
Okay, that's better.
On-time actions.
Just now you can get detected, so watch yourself.
He can displace.
Yes, you could.
So am I still technically? If I'm still stealth, like what's he? Is it his action or like how is this?
It's his turn. Yeah. He's just gonna pull himself into the burrow and try and hide.
Oh wow. Okay. Can I still see him? Because he's kind of unaware.
Yeah, you can look into the burrow because you're a dark creature. It's kind of pressed itself up against the wall and it's waiting for you to try and come in and check on it, and then it's gonna ambush you.
Okay, so because he's kind of like looking, I'm gonna go ahead and send my remaining Gloomstalker or Shadow Clone in there.
Yeah.
And just kind of see what he does.
He bounces on it and lashes out, but that applies another point of encroaching darkness.
So when he pounces on it, I'm going to sneak attack him again.
Okay.
What does encroaching darkness do for you, John?
It cuts their awareness little by little by little.
Nice.
It puts
It
a
happens
black
if you
film
attack
over their
my
eyes.
Shadow Clones or my Nightmare Twin.
Yeah. It puts a black film over their eyes.
Do I get any bonus to hit because he's kind of unaware?
Yeah, it's you get close range and you get single attack. So that's plus 20. Alright. No, that's a hit. He doesn't even notice. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Looking better.
Much better. And then go ahead and roll for that sneak attack damage. Taylor, you just hear it slunk as it just hits the ground hard and twitches a little bit and then just stops moving. What do you want to do?
Do I see a monster core?
No. Sometimes they're inside the body and you have to dig it out.
Remember, Grim, double tap.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk out to him and I'm going to just kind of tail barrage a bunch of spikes into his head.
All right. The body twitches again and then just stops moving out completely.
And then I'm gonna start digging for a monster core.
Yeah, you'll find one. It's the size of a fist.
And I'm gonna throw that in my dimensional storage space and hustle back home.
Okay.
Wait, Grimald.
What?
His body would be delicious.
Yeah, you should start tearing that thing up. Put in your dimensional storage, send it to me, and I'll cook something up for you because I know you like to eat things. Things of power.
Do I see anything on his body that's of interest that might be like a worthy souvenir?
Actually, yeah. This thing likes to take teeth. He has a little string of teeth he had tucked behind one of his wings.
String. I'm gonna pocket that in my dimensional storage space.
Yeah, there's hundreds of different teeth. Both
And you said he had flung some sort of spikes at one of my nightmare or at one of my shadow clones.
It was an acid spray.
Can I try to remove his acid glands?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and take those as well.
Okay. Yeah, you can slice and hack the body up and
because we could just transfer it into your dimensional storage, transfer it over to me, store it,
and then you don't have to haul it back with you.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you just start receiving things in your dimensional storage space from me.
Yep.
One set of acid glands, a necklace of teeth, and I imagine you may be a little bit confused as to what, because I'm not explaining any of this to you. I'm just.
It's fine. I can sense, so don't worry about that side of things. I kind of get an idea.
And also, the largest dragon core, or not the dragon core, monster core you've seen so far. Bigger than the one Gulper has, too.
And I send that. Is it too big to transfer, or am I good?
No, you're good.
So that comes your way, too. And you just hear me think, take care of this for me, please.
This will go directly to Lord Gould.
Excellent.
But I can wait for you to come back, because it is your kill after all. It would only be fair.
Sure, or you could just pass along the message that I've sent this over his way.
Of course.
Let's see, what else is there of I'm also going to take what do his legs look like? I feel like those are interesting.
They're very insectoid, very stick-like with a lot of spikes and barbs.
Can I remove his tendons in his legs? I'd like them for research.
Okay. Not a lot in there. It's actually a lot of pressurized liquid. He basically compresses the liquid and creates a pneumatic pressure, and then uses that to move around really quickly.
Wow. Okay, so having discovered this with one leg, am I able to cut off the leg in such a way where the pressurization still kind of makes sense? And
you'll have to cut it really well into the hip so that the insides of the...
Is it too large to transfer?
No.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to say, don't cut this open. Very interesting.
Okay. Just get them out as much as the body as you can, and I will make some good meals out of it.
All right. So,
and then, is there any sort of weapon-esque type protrusion or...
It was his tail. That was the main mode it uses to attack and subdue its prey.
Yeah, I bet it has lots of sharp ends on that thing.
All right, I'm going to very carefully dismember his tail and send that back.
Yeah. You can just dice up the body into specific cuts and then send them one at a time until you send the whole body, so you don't have to worry about leaving anything.
Yeah, let's do that. And then, does he have any sort of souvenirs in his location where he was dwelling?
Nope. Just a teeth necklace. That's all he took with him.
So then I say, hold on to the teeth necklace for me. I'd like to keep that for my personal use.
Okay. The only other thing I could think of is a bargaining tool to make him stay, but he might be too feral. But he does owe me, after all. I did save his life.
Yes, good point.
Okay,
so having done that, I'm going to go ahead and hustle back.
All right. That was a couple days, because it took you about a day and a half to get there.
Sure.
A day and a half to get back. Yeah, when you do, what do you want to do?
I'm going to approach Lord Ghoul.
Yep.
And say, Lord Ghoul.
Yeah, Scrimmold. You've been gone for a little bit. Good to see you back.
think I may have found a party guest, but I'm not sure how much of a willing participant he is.
Fruititusi will come out at this point because I waited for Grim instead of just doing it. And present the core.
Interesting. I've heard of these monsters. They are from a deeper part of the desert.
There's more of them?
Yes, they are.
I kind of shiver a little bit.
This one is an adult, but not one of the older ones. You'll actually be able to tell by the color of their chitin. There's that kind of armor that they have. The less color it has, the more it becomes white or even brown as they camouflage into their terrain in the desert, the older they get. And the oldest of them have 2 tails.
I shiver again, and then gesture to have the monster core brought forth.
Yeah. This one will not serve, but I can make it. And you actually see Gull cast some sort of black tendril that wraps across the core. And it creates this kind of latching spider web around it. And afterwards, you see him infuse it with aether and drop it into the sand. And bursting up is that creature, fully healed and restored, but he snaps his fingers and says, kneel. And it writhes and thrashes and then eventually falls to its haunches. Interesting. Very interesting. Remote. Well done. Some creatures require convincing or taming in some cases. This is a Khazadar. They are one of the desert's most premier predators. It's interesting.
Fun facts with Susie.
Hmm?
I said fun facts with Susie.
Yeah, fun facts with Susie. Khazadars specifically have a very extremely low population because when one lays eggs, and that's how they produce, they don't come from dungeons anymore. There was a one-time production of these things, and it went very poorly for that dungeon because it no longer exists. Fun fact. 2, okay. They lay eggs asexually without needing a mate. When they have enough food and they find a safe enough spot, they just lay eggs. A lot of those eggs don't survive. In addition to when they do hatch, most of the time they'll either be eaten by the Khazadar who laid the eggs, or they'll eat each other. Rarer than dragons by their own hunger, because dragons will at least protect their eggs for a little bit. They also have some of the most powerful combat abilities specifically for hunting a target. And they're able to adapt and gain power from the things they eat, which is reflected in the size of their monster core. So the bigger the monster core is, the more it's eaten and the more it's evolved. Khazadars, last fun fact, don't need aether stones to evolve. They steal the aether from the things they eat.
Like my molt in a sense. It has
as Lord Ghoul is explaining this, I kind of phase into 2 of myself, and one of me is taking notes in the sand.
Fair. The thing kind of darts its head back and forth, kind of like, oh, there's 2 of you now.
Question, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
The teeth string. That's there's nothing fate attached to that, is there?
No, that's just his grim trophy.
And I'll privately communicate with Grim and say, the necklace might be good for you, but it also might be a good bargaining chip to keep this creature more in line. Giving him nice things is always a good use. But you might also keep it because you did kill this thing as a trophy. So it is up to you.
I'm gonna hang on to it for a little bit longer.
Good call. Maybe when as a gift, maybe once he feels more at home.
Grimold, Susie, do not make a room for this thing. It will not be welcome inside the dungeon.
I imagine it would be outside, picking targets.
Doing what it wishes. It'll most likely attack Notch, but Notch has fought Khazadars before, and should prove no real threat.
We'll learn
After it's
quickly.
Yes, after it's been killed a couple times, it'll learn to leave it alone. And he snaps his fingers and makes a gesture for the door, and it darts out with such incredible speed that it's kind of hard to catch as it kind of flickers in and out of your vision. And it's gone. It'll roam my territory. However large my territory grows, that's what it'll be allowed to roam. I don't like putting binding spells on creatures, especially of monsters. I would normally save that for humans, but a Khazadar, it's mostly protection for us. It holds grudges. They always do, and they will never let it go until everyone is dead. Or it is. And they're very intelligent. They also know that Khazadars, since they have such a powerful gem, most of the time monsters think they will be rewarded by bringing the gem to a dungeon to have it revived. And sometimes they are, but the reward doesn't last long because, well, the Khazadar remembers, and now you brought it to a new hunting ground. So a binding spell is a must.
I hope it remembers that I gave some of my fates to keep it alive as well.
Yes. It will not thank you, nor will it care. It doesn't really have thankfulness or gratitude to spare. It was merely the weak offering the strong a gift. That is what it will view it as. And it'll thank you for such a gift in the way it does by eating you.
I'm not going to allow that to happen, though.
No, I won't. The binding spell I've placed I actually learned from the Great Pyramids.
See?
It is going to be not possible for it to undo it. Not unless it knows curses. And I doubt it will. Not to that proficiency. Well, Grimo, wonderful job. I wouldn't count that as a VIP, but you've definitely added a serious threat that would more than love to fill its belly, especially now that it has a taste for humans. And now that it's learned how tricky humans are, it'll be more clever.
Would it be helpful to send a memo to the Bank of the Sands and let them know that the value of our dungeon has just increased?
I don't know if they would value it as an increase of worth. Khazadars are considered a problem as much as they are value. So in their eyes, they would see it at best a net zero gain, and at worst a negative, because now your dungeon is less approachable by others because you have a Khazadar stalking your territory, and it will kill and eat however it pleases. Upside, it only operates at night. It detests the light.
Did you happen to include in the binding spell that my Gekkasan army, are they okay?
Yes, they will be fine. I have banished it to the outskirts of my territory.
Okay. Now, the more pressing issue, where do I find one of these VIP guests?
There are many. It can be anything from a monster with a high-level trade skill or job skill. It can be someone who has extreme influence or power as a monster. Somebody who is a guardian of another dungeon that is more powerful than ours. A blessing of one of the gods or goddesses, and or someone who can add significant value to the dungeon, even if it's just their arrival. There are a lot of difficult individuals that will refuse such a thing because we are such a new dungeon. But they must come with no hostility. Some individuals, if you invite them to your home and you do not have strength, they will take it as an invitation to dinner. And they will attack us. So they must come with no hostility. Humans would count too, if they are friendly to monsters. And they are of significant power. Yeah, it's quite the conundrum.
So, Lord Ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Seem to be at loss to think of anybody I can invite. Is there any chance you can help me?
Perhaps. Well, you could try and find a couple individuals. You'll have to wander the desert a little bit. I do know that there is a specialist who knows secrets of the desert. Last I checked, they were somewhere beyond Double's junk shop quite a bit. Maybe a day or two worth ride on Phil's back. They know things they shouldn't. Things that are lost, things that are forgotten. An archivist, an archaeologist, whatever. I don't know what their job title is, but if we got a visit from them, even if they weren't going to do any trading with us, that would count.
Do you recommend I go and pursue this lead?
I'm only giving you options. This would be somebody that we would benefit greatly from, even if we were just to have them as a guest. Another one I could possibly think. Trying to sculpt it to something that, if everyone divided up, you could do alone. There's a razor thicket, potentially, that you could go into. You might be able to contort yourself and maybe even bypass some of the dangers of that razor thicket. And yes, it's a little close to human territory. It's in the flatlands, where shrubbery is more plentiful, and there's less sand and more hard-packed earth. There is a bridge that leads across a chasm with three or four carved skulls of stone. And beyond is a razor thicket. There are a couple spirits there vicious little things. But if you can get them to grant you a prize for playing one of their games, a very deadly game, by the way, I'd consider that a VIP. It would be a game of life and death, and you may need to make it so that if you do die, they don't keep your gem, because if you agree to play the game, you might have the opportunity to set some terms. I don't know. Hearsay and rumor. I do know the Razor Thicket exists. It is a game only for the most daring, and the spirits there are extremely vicious and powerful and bloodthirsty. Yes. But I do know Susie is starting gardening, and if you can get them to grant you a blessing of Razor Thicket, basically seeds, we could fix the soil a little bit in certain areas to grow Razor Thicket. There's a reason why they haven't been burned out. It's because they're immune to fire.
Can I ask for help from the group for this?
Oh, of course. You absolutely can. For any of the things.
Okay. Thank you, Lord Ghoul.
Mhm.
And I kind of like on my way out of Lord Ghoul's presence, I have some of my shadow clones like pretending to fight each other. And then as I go back to where my dwelling place, they just poof and disappear.
Fun. All right. So let's cut a little bit to Eatsley. You've been waiting a little bit.
Hey,
What's your plan, dude?
I have 2 weeks. That is 2 weeks for me to plan a murder that has to be done in 6 days.
Indeed.
So I'm gonna go do a murder.
Okay. So, you specifically, what preparations are you doing?
So Etsley is, well, we have the vial. We're going to be doing some scouting.
Mhm.
Via getting back into the camp to talk to Ing, and then
Buy my things!
I buy things from Ing. Mostly alcohol.
A call?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I have a dizzy kitty.
Yeah.
And
So you want me to fly you there?
You're gonna have to. He's not gonna make it in time. He could not trek the desert in 6 days without your help.
Alright. That's fair.
So we're gonna put 6 days on the before you start your 2 weeks then?
Well,
My 2 weeks is that's just how long it takes for the growing.
So you can still
pains
fly
and-
and stuff. Alright, it's just
Yeah, I
work.
can still
got
do
you.
that.
I got you.
Okay.
uh,
So you'll probably make a trip to the Bank of Sands to deposit your gem since it's directly on the way.
yes,
Okay. Did you want to ask specters there for an audit?
I would like to ask the Spectre. There's a few questions actually. One, I would like them to be my VIP, so I would like to audit. And two, if I would be able to procure 2 gold, or I technically would be 4 gold coins for passage to the Underworld, and how much that would cost me personally.
So the gold coins are that is a very pricey thing to ask specters. They have them here. They also have specifically coins that they do. Let me make a little roll and see how many they have available.
Needs to be high.
They have 12.
Oh. Ooh.
For each coin, it is a flawless aether gem. Small.
Small. Okay.
These basically, these coins are pawned at the moment for people who are in debt or need money now. But the problem with the specific contract behind pawning the coins is, if someone's willing to pay the bank's price to buy them, and you do not get there in time to get by, to pay them back plus interest, there's a good chance you lose them to someone else who can buy it. And a coin, if you don't have 2 coins, you do not get to cross the river. You are forever stuck on the banks, and you will never meet Ezekiel and his people. So this is basically damning yourself if you lose your coins. But the bank is willing to sell it. These people have not come back for them in a long, long time.
Understood.
And nor do people really want to go out of their way to buy them either. We charge an extremely high price for them.
Yeah, you do.
And most people think they're very safe who pawn them, because who would want the coins for Passage of the Dead? Joke's on them. There's always somebody who comes by and asks eventually.
Yep.
But yeah, they have 12 available. If that becomes exhausted, those probably not going to get any more anytime soon.
Understood.
If ever.
Understood. I will make the deposit. I will head off. And tell them that I'll be back. Ooh, question. What if I paid them a flawless medium grade aether gem? Would that be 2?
You mean flawless grade medium sized?
Yes.
Yeah, they do a 2 for 1.
Understood.
Because the size of the aether gem does matter, as well as the quality.
And then here's the final question of the day. What would they give me for a small supreme grade chaos gem?
They wouldn't be willing to accept chaos element types.
Fair.
Not for these. Not a lot of want for chaotic element type. They'll take an order gem very quickly. That because all things must be in order in the bank. All the records must be proper and well kept. So chaos, they can't afford to have chaos inside the bank in case something happens.
Man, if you don't want it, Phil will eat it.
No.
Phil will eat it, yeah.
Down. And then we go to the ink.
Buy my things!
Are the adventurers still there?
Oh yeah, there's a flurry at the camp. More people than ever.
Oh. Alright.
I'll walk up to Ing and make conversation while mostly staring at the camp, getting like what's going on.
There is a flurry of activity for the last couple expeditions into the Temple of Kali. There's a lot of barking of orders and demands from expedition leaders and captains. You have never seen so many outfitted humans all in one place. The guards at the camp, they're the ones who have the least power. And they're all standing there with shining armor, with a kind of a corona of energy around them to protect them from the elements. This is an actual expedition camp. Now, it went from a bunch of individual groups to a full-on, full-blown expedition, which you've been warned about.
Yeah.
So you're looking at probably 50 people, just visible, and then you can definitely tell there's maybe another 100 support staff in charge of all the supplies, the repairing and building of stuff. There is actually a makeshift temple that has been erected, and you see several priests and what looks like a very, very fancy priest blessing people and removing curses from items.
Who's the
Sorry,
temple to, out of
temple?
curiosity?
Did you mean a slaughterhouse?
Sit. We cannot take on this many people.
No. I mean because they're going to sacrifice the priests.
No, they're not going to. Not these guys. Yeah, they would, but probably not this group. Especially with the fancy priest guy-looking person with the draped laurels and the big fancy hat and his this weird golden staff with all sorts of encrusted gems. You know.
Is that a adventure dude, the guy in charge from last time, still here?
Oh yeah, he's currently pulling the next team in. Kind of organizing.
Point at him and I wave at him.
Top that.
He's a little distracted, but you get a couple weird looks, and there's a couple of the guards actually start walking towards you.
I'm like, stop it.
What?
Focus. Stop it. Focus.
You're the one who needs to talk to Ing, not me.
I know.
My things!
Ing. Thank you. Ing, I need some alcohol and I need some information.
Okay, alcohol. And he starts to pull out a catalog, actually. People like to drink. Catalog now.
Good to know. Yes, Ing.
And it's a bunch of different alcohols. On the back page are these magical alcohols. Prices range anywhere from 50 silver all the way up to, there's a single actual flagon at the end that's about 1 million gold.
Wow.
Ancient coins.
Etsley is just gonna buy like a keg of medium alcohol. About 100 gold worth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be normal, but it's gonna be extremely high grade. Actually, no, that'll be a slightly magical one. 100 ancient gold coins for just a barrel. It'll be slightly magical alcohol. Meant for preserving the taste and the state of the drink if left out.
And then Eatsley is going to look at Ing like, now Ing, I need some information. You might want to put up a quiet barrier.
Okay! He stabs his fingers and the little barrier comes up as he sets the extra objects down to help hide the sound.
Ing, what do the guards look like for the night?
Heavy guards. Perfect rotations. Always aware and alert. No one imbibing.
Perfect alertness here.
Job very serious.
It is.
If caught slacking on the job, they feed you to Kali.
I need to get to the well over there.
Before?
personal reasons.
I can't get you there.
I know. I'm just wondering to know if you would know a way of getting to either the water in it or another way of getting into the camp.
Sneaky. It's a must.
Understood?
Or you pay someone. A lot of hungry adventurers here. A lot of people who very angry, very vindictive. Kali's presence is starting to bubble. You can bless this place, but consecration doesn't last long. Makes people angry, vengeful, hold grudge. Pay any one of the staff to pour thing and vial into well.
Unfortunately, I have to be the one to do it. Could I pay the guards not to look at me?
Unbribable. Caught bribing, you die. No nonsense. Very scary. You'll notice Ing's little stall is much further out from camp. You had to move. He's actually tucked behind some rocks so that he's not visible from the camp.
Interesting. Seems like I must sneak into camp then.
No, if monster shows up, have detection.
Really?
Very dangerous.
Ing, you wouldn't have something to be able to hide me from this, would you?
Very expensive. Barter only. Best offer.
Barter only, best offer.
He will pull out nothing from his bag as he clutches it. But he holds it out as if there's something there.
I see. Best offer for Ing.
Barter only. Limited use.
That chaos gem.
You left it at home.
You left it at home, as in I could
I
go in and pick it up for you and put it in your inventory.
I could. How about one supreme grade chaos gem?
Not good enough.
Oh, really? Why is that not good enough?
Barter only. Best offer. Not worth it.
What about one talent of mine?
Which one?
An ambush talent.
Nope, not worth it.
Hmm.
Needs to be legendary ability.
Fair.
What about the nuke crystal or the gem?
The balefire gem grenade that you have?
Yeah.
No, that's in my bank, and that's not coming out either.
All right.
I mean, I might have to take it out.
I'll let you think on it. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to cut to other people while they have a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, because I only got about 35 minutes before I need to make the trip down, because the concert's at 7:30 CST. It's
Yeah, makes sense.
nearing 6 o'clock. I know I'm going to be standing in line for a long time, so. I also want to eat. But I'm getting dressed as, we speak, so cut down on that time.
Who have we not cycled back to? Susie!
Yep.
Yours is pretty simple.
Yeah, just one sec, Matt, before you say anything. I have a little thing written up. Okay.
Okay. Each of those books will require about 20 downtime actions to fully read front to back.
Which is why it's happening when sleeping.
Yep, but at night, you can get about 5.
Cool.
Mostly. Yep, you'll get 5 downtime actions to read books. It'll take 20 per book. So
working on the alchemy one first, because that's her main source of knowledge to interact with Notch, and then anything else would be working on those ones.
All right. So you go visit Notch again. You can ask a kind of a single question each time.
Sure.
And Notch will just eat your food really fast, kind of like the way a soldier would eat, without really minding the taste. Just food goes here.
What did you think of the food from the cauldron?
Gritty. We should have checked the inside of the cauldron. Did you had it made recently? Because it doesn't taste recent. You can still taste the alchemical ingredients in it. The residue coated inside the cauldron walls. There's a reason why it's cast iron. It's able to hold the essences of things. So if you're use it to cook soup, you're now not the best idea. That's a alchemical cauldron meant to hold alchemical essences for repeated cooking the same thing over and over again, the same exact batch, and each time the efficacy of that specific potion that you repeatedly make in it becomes more and more potent, and that's how you can upgrade the quality of a potion without actually having to increase the magical ingredients and or using a higher tier alchemy formula.
Well, she'll also take that in. One
Kinda
thing
rolls.
of note, what kind of potion is that? Can you tell just by eating my food?
Stringent. It's the fact that it leaves kind of a gritty, crystallized leftover kind of narrows it down to mana potion, mana restoration, or mana. The potions involving increasing mana, which is the forming of internal aether into a reserve pool for casting spells in humans.
I see. I guess
Very sought after.
I'll have to start working on those then. But
Yeah.
I still need to learn and become a witch.
Just think about crystallizing, because the way humans do it is they kind of basically take ether and they force it into a liquid state using some sort of chemical medium. So most of the time, humans take ether stones and they melt them down in the cauldron, and the ether then becomes infused.
See.
The difficulty is getting something that can melt the aether stones to imbue the aether into the liquid without making it so that if you drink it, it melts your insides. So
from that information, Matt, I know not to use the cauldron for cooking, which is too bad. But it just also gives me a path. So otherwise, I'll be kind of swapping that off and not using the cauldron, just making foods with my cooking job and seeing how I can
you
improve.
have big old stew pots.
Yep, for sure. But so I'll just be doing other things, using the water of Nareem's, the spirit, as ways to do that. Also bring her some drinks with her food when she does that as well. But overall, just spending that time to do that then.
Yeah, she'll give you pointers on how to make it taste better. Your cauldron actually is high enough of a grade just by her eating the gritty leftovers in the soup.
To kind of refill
that you can increase the efficacy and potency of a mana potion once you've fully imbued the essence into the cauldron by one entire tier. So you can make a low grade, a mid grade to high grade.
Yeah.
It takes a couple hundred batches, properly cooked batches, no failed batches, to get that essence imbued. But basically, the amount of resources it saves,
right, for sure,
is huge.
Sweet.
It's like humans will pay a mint for this, especially adventurers, because money's not really an issue for them. But having mana potions, especially for individuals who use.
What about yourself? Would that be good?
No.
You don't take mana?
I don't have problems with mana anymore.
Oh, okay.
No. When you have adventured enough, there's a way to permanently make it so that you never ever have to worry about mana ever again. It involves some pretty atrocious shit against your people, though.
Cool.
So I'm gonna keep that to myself.
That's in the past, though, so I understand.
If I have to do it in the future, I will.
Of course.
Yeah, but no real need. Just too much of an effort. Puts too much of a target on your back. Oh, well.
So that's what I'll be doing. Just trying to make a bond with her and go from there.
Okay. I do want to give you like several individual days, so all 14 days you can have a conversation, but we can do that another time. So
sure. Yeah, I'm mostly just trying to skip the details in a sense, so we can move on to another person. So
yeah, well, but we can do the detail part later this week. So
sure.
Indrid, are you just teaching them the whole time? Sorry, Phil, I'll get right back to you.
Indrid is AFK.
Okay. If we want, we can come back and do stuff with Allie another time this week.
Okay.
All right, Phil.
Does Ing still have Avalanche?
He does.
All right, Ing. I offer you a truly special power in exchange for Avalanche.
Barter only, best offer.
I offer elemental reinforcement. Reduces penetration by the amount of elements the wielder possesses.
With the conflux you built?
It is not the conflux, but it's actually arguably something rarer than that. Because it's a power that reduces armor penetration.
He'll take out a little lens and kind of study you.
Not a lot of people running multi elements. Too hard to sell.
I offer
up elements water.
Does that Hoyt's brother
that was
probably work?
What is it? What did you want?
Someone spoke, and I
Sorry, just continue.
All right. I offer my anti-magic. This is the mana leech, mana starved combination that has merit invested into it to make it toggleable.
Oh.
I offer whatever name that we didn't come up with for that power for Avalanche.
Interesting.
The power can still grow.
And he does that several more times.
Phil, you cannot buy this back. If you give it to Ing, you can never pick up Mana Leeched and Mana Starved.
I didn't actually think of that.
That is the big downside. Like if you sell something off your character sheet as way to try and buy something, you cannot buy it again. Even if you have the resources and the merit for it, it's gone. If you find a replacement for it, as in you kind of build something that works kind of like it, from a different avenue, sure, you can construct it using a different setup, but you will never be able to buy Mana Leech and Mana Starved again.
Okay, never mind then, because I thought I could.
Nope.
Okay.
So otherwise, we'll have players just buying shit and throwing it at the merchant, and I want it to hurt if you're going to offer it off your sheet. It needs to really be okay. I'm willing to do that.
Pretend I did not say that, because I did not know that.
Alright.
Never mind then.
Okay.
What I do for the 2 weeks, then, is...
Well, you took a couple days. It took about 1 day to fly there, 1 day back, because you got the flying increase. So you're really fast now.
Yeah.
So you have 12 days.
Yeah. I'm just gonna, as you can see in the upper left corner, I'm gonna dig those parallel tunnels for myself that are just for my new size. Or what I think it'll be.
Okay. Your digging speed's pretty fast. It'll only take you a couple days.
And also, the necklace I gave the kobold was 20%, not 10%.
Oh yeah, no, he's digging in real good.
Yeah. But good to know that that's actually a worthy trade.
With the merit, the toggleable on and off with
A
that combo?
toggleable anti-magic power.
Yes. That would be worth a legendary item, yeah.
Alright. It's good to know what you're worth.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You still have about 8 days. What do you want to do?
I'll do some back and forth flying between the Visage of Nareem, and I'll just carry the rocks the hard way.
Ooh. You can do the small ones, but the
I don't
big
imagine I can carry the big ones, but I'll bring the small ones.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're getting big. Your flight speed's pretty powerful. Your strength is pretty up there. So you taking all the small bits and pieces and all the pieces that you could shuttle. If you do that for 8 days, that'll be quite a lot of stone, actually. There's a lot of little pieces around. And you can spend those days also hunting for all the little shards and really small pieces everywhere.
Yep.
I'll have you roll 8d100, because you're doing it for 8 days. These are luck tests. To find something inside the sand as you're rooting around. Okay.
Oh, wow. 99! Good God.
A bunch of Zorps will break out and attack you. Like, a whole bunch of them. Because they're like, you're attacking our home! Ah!
Thank you for the meal.
Nom 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 nom. Yeah. You will, with the 40, you will find an old Nautilus shell. Very big. It might have been on some sort of display or altar.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
If I found it in the temple, I'll put it in the temple area with the rocks.
Okay, cool. That'll be it.
Yeah. Actually, I have a question regarding
Sure.
the Zorps. Can I bring back like 2 or 3 of them so that the kobolds can ride them into battle?
The kobolds are bigger than the Zorbs by a long shot. They could be
Oh,
made.
never-
They could be
Never mind.
pets.
Never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, kobolds are twice the size of a Zorb.
I mean, it would have been hilarious, though.
Yeah, it would have. It would probably been hilarious. Let's see. That'll be good for you, Phil, because I'm running out of time.
Yep, that's all. That's everything for me.
We'll get back with Indrid. Susie, you did your thing. Grimold, let's do some stuff with you before, I have to go to the concert. What would you like to do for the remaining days when you get back?
How many downtime actions do I have?
Took you a couple days. It's not downtime actions, it's actually projects over days. I'll give you bonuses if you want to focus on like a specific talent or skill or core.
I'm gonna work on Stealth Sniper.
Okay. What's your progress on that, if any?
I think 0 of 10.
Okay. Roll me 1d3. It'll take you 3 days to pick it up. You can also work on something else in that particular time if you'd like, because
I'm gonna be working on my mastery for awareness. I'm 19 out of 30 at the moment.
Okay. 19 out of 30, that's pretty good. Roll me another 1d3. I'm sorry, Taylor. It'll take you 6 of your remaining 8 days to pick up Mastery and Stealth Sniper. But you'll get it. Also add 2 to your Agility and 2 to your Perception, since you took the extra time. And then you got 2 days left.
And with that 2 days, I'm gonna start working on I'm gonna be working on my shadow clones to see if I can sustain a 3rd one during the daytime.
I'll have you roll me a willpower twice, one for each day. Alright, and yeah, okay. So the first day it's frustrating. The second day you're starting to get the flickering wisps of a 3rd one to starting, so you'll have half progress towards maintaining a 3rd one in a day.
Okay.
You want to re-roll that 86 with a lucky?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Alright, yeah, somebody granted you.
I
A
don't
roll
think I
has
do
to be,
anything else for my
has to be
turn.
better than 86. Oh, that's too bad.
It is better. Unfortunate.
Alright. You have half progress, so pretty good. It's a lot of effort. Oh my gosh, you were tired after trying to maintain that for so dang long. But it's possible, as it turns out. So forcing it to be out in the sun will actually make it easier to summon another one at night. So you'll also have half progress for summoning a 5th one at night.
Nice.
Training counter elements can make you stronger, if you do it right. Okay, that'll be it for Grimold. We'll go back and finish up with Eatsley. And then we'll call it for the day, because I got Tool to go see.
Eatsley has one question for Ingus. Can they detect magic if it's being used underground?
Yeah, and also he kind of walk over, and
Mhm.
he'll kind of gesture you as the little protection orb follows.
Yeah.
And he'll actually take a little long tube with a crank at the end. And if you looking at it, it has this crankable drill that goes into ground, so for a coring sample type of thing. He'll actually walk over to kind of the edge of the area, and one of the guards kind of eyeballs him, kind of like, "What are you doing?" "Taking sample. Not safe. Almost time to leave." And he will crank the thing down, and he will pull it back up, and about a meter down
Mhm.
is boiling blood at the tip of the cord sample. Not safe to go underground. Callie has been feeding.
About a meter down, you say?
They detect everything else.
Thank you.
No, there's nothing they can't see. Even if you go a meter, they'll find you.
I need to only go a meter down then.
You'll be in the boiling blood.
Maybe. If I build it right, I won't.
Sure you don't want thing? Very good.
Oh, I know it's very good. But what I need to do is this.
Sure you don't want? Very powerful.
Only things I have to bargain for is the schemes to a ziggurat and a flawless aether gem.
Do you have whole thing for a cigarette?
2/3 of a thing for a ziggurat.
You need whole thing. Then trade, yes.
Well, unfortunately, I can't pay you that now.
What about one of your boons?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But I just need to get to that red blood that's a meter down.
The well actually is a big drop. So that's
Mhm.
why the well is the most... it actually has a dungeon mechanic involving the well.
Mhm.
So that's particularly why you were told to do
Fair.
that one.
Okay. Well, I can offer a boon.
With the ziggurat
With
pieces?
cigarettes.
With the aether gem.
I think you should use commerce here. I will assist if you need it.
If you need someone to just dig into the ground, I can do that for you.
Oh no, I can dig into the room, but it has to be the well.
Oh.
Yeah. Sure, we'll try and do a commerce roll real quick.
Okay.
Spend 5 minutes to buy commerce.
Failure on my part.
So I only get a plus 10, right? Or
No, nothing from me.
Okay.
Allie, would you like to assist Char with the fate point? Lucky.
So just a
Lower than
reroll.
84.
I'll spend a boon there though to pass.
Oh, look at you.
He holds pretty firm.
Okay.
So
Yeah, roll your 1d10.
the two-piece plans of the ziggurat, the aether gem, and the boon. He'd trade.
I will. I'll take this deal.
Okay. And he'll hand you nothing. But when you kind of wrap your hand around it, you actually feel a little thrush of fabric.
I'll pull it out.
And when you're kind of in, you kind of hold it out, and you kind of, the ink disappears as you hold it up in front of you. But it's also, when you flip it to the other side, the world is wild. Or a cacophony of different colors and shades and hues. It is the Shroud of Fleeting Dreams.
can only be used 3 times. Hour duration. After the 3rd time, it goes away forever. Returns to the dreams. No one can detect you, as you are using the Passage of Dreams.
Thank you, Ing. And yeah, no, easily is going to use this to sneak into the camp.
All right. Are you going to use one of the 3 charges, the Shroud of Fleeting Dreams? Because it only has 2 or 3, and it never can get any back.
I will use one of the 3 charges.
Okay. You have an hour timer. And it'll probably take you at best 10 minutes to successfully navigate your way.
Yeah.
So you have 50 minutes to get out.
Yeah. So Eatsley is going to run in.
No, you don't want to run. You want to plot your path. But if you walk, you just kind of walk by these shimmering hues of people. And a couple of times a guard will turn and literally walk into you, and he goes bloop right past, as if you're not even there.
Yeah. Human's flesh.
No, didn't even feel like fleshy bits. It felt like a brushing of energies. And everything kind of has this mosaic watercolor look that kind of shimmers in place.
That's he's going to take his time getting into the camp, trying to avoid people. And make his way to the well.
Yep.
Pull out the red vial. And say a prayer to Kali.
And you can kind of actually see down when you look down into the well and you drop it in. The ground is not what it seems under the Shroud of Fleeting Dreams. You actually see this red, miasmic, angry energy. And there's this kind of eyeball that cracks open when you offer the prayer. And the contents of the blood. And then there's this massive set of eldritch teeth that just gnash from each other and kind of give you this horrendous smile.
And I will end the prayer of like, only thing I wish in return is the weapon from the adventure that goes by the name Mercenary.
Yeah, and it just... You're not sure what its answer is, but multiple eyes of different sizes and different types, all angry and blood red, start to open as it feeds off of this. And you feel a pulse of energy as every single door in Kali, the ones they haven't been able to unlock yet, thrums with power, and you can feel those ancient locks turn to open.
Ooh.
Kali is going to offer all of its hidden wealth for the last couple days. Humans are bound to make a mistake when there's so much wealth up for grabs.
Ooh. And as it's going like, and we're gonna slow.
When it's
Actually,
done and it's closed, if this mercenary fellow falls, you will find his weapon at the bottom of this well, when the blood no longer boils. And then you realize what the actual mechanic behind the well is. Exactly for this very thing. To wish horrible things on people inside. This is where you offer the big offerings, not the statue. The well's the key. That should be used just to open the door, not to force the other doors inside open. It's not as efficient. This puts it directly into Callie's bloodstream. This stupid well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh boy.
He's gonna take a moment while he's kind of in this dream state and look see if he can find the brat's prints.
Yeah, he's kind of lording over his giant pile of loot. His tent is directly next to the makeshift temple, and the temple has he brought them here, so he gets first pick for his kingdom. Items of a specific nature, of course, are for compensation, are given to the priests and their order. But he is sitting on a veritable pile of wealth, and he's sitting, in his makeshift throne. He's just kind of going over what looks like an inventory book, manifest, and he's conversating specifically with 2 or 3 specialists as they go over these items. Absolute massive chests filled with gold, items of every which size, shape, and aether stones. Oh my god, there are so many aether stones of different purities, different element types.
That's just gonna kind of like look at the list and like,
Are you looking over his shoulder?
Yeah.
There is a couple pages that specifically, as you're kind of looking through, the words start to dance on the page. They don't stay normal in your vision. It's almost kind of like they're giggling. Make me an intelligence test.
Laughing at me because I can't read you guys well. I see how it is.
You're not sure why they're kind of dancing on the page.
It's
only specific lines.
I'm just kind of like, oh, you know what? I know what this is.
Do you?
Nope, absolutely not. But Etsley is gonna start going like, Etsley's gonna try something here and is gonna see if he can he's gonna go over to the piles of gold and see what happens if he tries to take one. Will the cloak let him take it, or is he just face out?
It takes a bit of concentration, but you're able to pull 1 gold coin beneath the cloak. Know this, your inventory space is disconnected from transfer while you're in the fleeting dream.
From the
the share.
You can get up to a meter's worth of space.
Yes, you can get up to a meter's worth of space, and whatever you can carry on your person.
I still have 300. I have a 300-pound bag of holding. So Etsley's just gonna look at all these lovely aether gems.
The ones that you can find in here are at best high grade. The superior or higher are probably kept in a very secure location.
That is fair. But still, he doesn't like this guy. So he's gonna steal as much as he can within 30 minutes.
Okay. There is a panic after a while. People come in, magic is cast, anti-magic is cast, spells are thrown. People are trying to run off with items, so, Callie's taking back its stuff. But so far, go ahead and roll me 2d20 for high-grade aether gems. These are blood red, these aether gems.
Okay. Dang, only 8.
Only
use
8.
one of Allie's fate points, since I'm refilling them all anyway, to reroll one of those, the
Sure,
2.
has to roll better.
Okay.
Reroll the 2.
Much better.
20.
Can I
High
give
grade
him one
blood
of
red.
mine?
Sure, but he's probably going to go after some of the other loot.
Oh, that's... Well, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have one from me if you desire it, sir.
Okay, so Eadsley, you get to see where they're starting to take stuff. You can tell they're taking the wealth and the aether gems to a specific area, and they're taking the items, armaments, and the actual loot to another secure area. You can only pick one. You can go after the money, or you can go after the loot.
We're going after the loot.
All right. You can run in, and you follow, and they have this massive lockbox that they have brought. Probably one of the most expensive mythic grade storage items you've ever seen. But when you touch the wall, you phase through it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this item you bought, it only has 3 uses and it only works for an hour. But there's a reason why it's legendary.
Yeah.
Or even mythic grade. This thing is very good.
Etsley is going to reach into the chest and start figuring out what he can pull out.
Oh no, this is a storage space. This is a hall of weapons. This is an entire armory, probably 100 by 100 square meter.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, people walk in and they put these on racks or in display cases or lock them up. Like, this is probably treasure grade storage device you're looking at.
Okay.
They have to haul it around, and it's a giant fuck off door, the vault door, so it weighs almost 2 tons. But it can hold an entire armory worth of gear.
Yeah. Etsley is gonna like, let's do some shopping here.
So roll me 4 awareness. You have 30 minutes, but you gotta go quick.
All right.
Okay.
4.
Okay. You've been offered 2 fate points. You want to
Yes.
reroll on those 90s.
I will reroll one of those 90s. Okay.
Okay. So there are going to be the 90 itself, the one that you didn't reroll. That one's you're gonna find some stuff that's like, ooh, shiny. And it's hard to resist looking at this particular group of swords. They all look vicious and angry and right out of Kali's bowels, just deep parts of the dungeon of Kali. And these all look to maim as viciously as possible without taking the life. They're like super mech waddles.
Ooh.
And that's what caught your eye. You're like, Like there's a T-shaped sword that looks like it has the fishbone serrated spikes and then points out at a T with 2 big spikes. And you're like, the super mech waddle.
We're gonna definitely grab some of those.
There's only one.
Okay,
There's other ones that are shorter, thinner saw blades. Like there's a saw blade katana. Like all of these have vicious blades.
Yeah,
vicious edges.
We're gonna take the one that grabbed my interest. Come to me, cursed weapon.
Alright, so there's 3 items of extreme value that catches your eye. Specifically because the cloak kind of blurs it a little bit. Kind of makes it dance. There is a elixir.
Okay.
With miasmic kind of liquid inside. The vial doesn't shift and glimmer, but the contents inside it through the display case that's very much locked. I'm not sure what that is.
We'll take the case.
Well, you can reach through the case.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Each time you grab something, it takes for a coin. It took you about 3 seconds to pull it through. Each of these items take you 5 minutes to slowly pull it through the shroud safely.
All right, so
that's why you can only get 4 things.
Yeah.
Second one is between 2. It looks like some sort of orb with a rune on it on some sort of velvet pillowcase. But there are 4 of them. They all have different runes. They're all the same size. They're a little golf ball. All the runes say something different, but you're not sure of the language. You could pull 2, or you could pull 1 and go look at what the last thing you saw was.
Oh, we're gonna pull 1.
Which one? 1 through 4.
We're gonna pull. Is gonna go with one that he one.
Okay, 1. And then the last thing you look at specifically, um, it's a metal rod. It's about 1 meter tall. It's the most clear thing in the room. It does not have any watercolor to it. It doesn't haze or shift. It just is stark. Like as if the world you're looking at is a painting. This is a photograph.
Huh.
Black and white photograph.
Yeah, actually, he's gonna look at that, and it's like, we're gonna take this through.
Okay. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we're gonna get the fuck out.
All right. And you phase through the wall and you flee, and yeah,
Right.
you're out.
Kill, let's go,
and
let's go.
then you'll get out. There's a cacophony of people just, we've been robbed. What do you mean they got into the vault? All right. 2 uses of that left. Use it well. And we'll cut it there. Time for concert. Thanks, guys.
Later, guys.
Be
Sweet.
safe.
Bye-bye.
Any
Ooh.
merit for the session?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Oh,
Well, you robbed them blind.
I did. Steal all their shit.
Yeah, well, big oof.
I'm hoping a massive payout in this temple.
Yep.
I put a lot into it, so we're gonna see. Oh, wait.
I was really tempted to just buy Avalanche there, but
I mean, that's fair.
well, the merit cost of the power, like, it didn't actually cost me very much to make. The problem is that finding another combination of abilities or powers that function similarly is just like, I don't know of any other combination that would work the same way without costing a significant amount more
Mhm.
than my current power did. Because it cost me 5 merit to make the thing toggleable, and it cost me an evolution to make it function. So
Yeah.
cost me
Also,
an
I just.
evolution to combine them and make it a constant effect.
Yep.
What were
I
you gonna
also
say?
just got us a lot of high grade Aether Gems.
You did.
Blood Red. Not sure what that is.
They probably have like an attribute attached to them or something.
Probably. Next thing I need to do is help finish building the temple.
I mean, if y'all can come up with another anti-magic power that I could buy without needing Mana Leech or Mana Starved, then I'll just buy. Like, I'm willing to just buy Avalanche, like, if I know what the other option is.
You would have to make a pretty big conflux.
I already have a Conflux. Making another one would cost an absurd amount of merit.
It only costs you 20 merit.
Really?
First level of conflux is 20 merit.
Yeah, but considering I already have a Conflux, wouldn't that make another one cost more? No?
No, only to upgrade it.
Oh.
But to get what your two things does, it would probably cost you like 40 merit.
Yeah. My current Conflux costs about that much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually think about making a second Conflux, 'cause I thought it would cost me an absurd amount more.
Mm-mm.
Mm. Well, talk to y'all later.
Yeah, be safe.
Yeah. Tell Allie I'm sorry for interrupting her. But
It's okay. Just be wary of it. Bye bye. It was a little short session. Maybe me saying, yeah, for the 2 weeks was a bad idea, but I don't think we're going to get much out of Matt anyway. But I definitely think we should try and get us together as a group again to work on a project. Or
Yeah. And like for me, I think the big thing is this just gave me time to do certain things that I needed to do.
yeah, for sure, get them out of the way. Congrats on whatever just happened. I kind of went away for a bit of it, but I think you did okay.
Yeah. I got us a lot of high grade aether gems for an evolution for us.
Excellent.
Um, they also might be cursed shit, so you know.
That's okay. We got a lord that deals with curses, so I don't see that being too bad of a deal.
Mm-hmm. And then we need to do we need to go like now Esley's plan is to finish with the Temple of Nareem.
Mhm.
So he can get his next evolution in a new class.
Yeah, I'm excited for my new class too.
I love being like I love picking Skellerman because now I can keep my class bonuses.
Oh, okay. So like you can multi-class because you're a skeleton?
Mm-hmm. Because I am a what's it called just because I'm an unimpressive or whatever he calls it.
All right. Interesting.
And the next class I'm going for is I'm gonna make a life priest or life cleric.
Why not a lifeguard? Get those rays in. Get your little, get your surfboard.
Because let him drown. God.
Yeah, no, that should be good. I imagine anytime you use a spell, it's gonna hurt you maybe. But
Mm. Actually, that's the best part. Because remember that bead I got?
yeah,
I'm gonna use that during my evolution.
okay.
so it'll give me resistances to rolling
Ah,
to life
yeah,
magic,
yeah.
thus improving like counteracting my natural weakness to life magic.
Exactly. That should be good. So we'll have a major evolution, you're saying, with these next gems, or
Probably, I don't know,
I imagine it'll be
but
around 40 for each of us, so that should be good.
yeah. And then then Etsy needs to do one of the harder things, which we need to go deep into the desert looking for something.
Which direction towards the desert? Like, we would just like.
Past the salt flats.
Okay.
Because he needs to find a tree.
I see. You're gonna chop down that tree, you're gonna pray to the tree.
We're going to take a fruit from the tree or a branch, and we're going to make that our offering when we go to the land of the dead.
See? Good time.
And then